Alright, Hail Heroes, welcome to Paragon City Games Tuesday Night Legacy.
Tuesday Night
Legacy. Man. So, Kyer and Bryce are both out of town this week.
So you get stuck with me.
And me. You know, I guess some people get to go on vacation.
Yeah, I guess. It's fine. Summer after all.
But it's okay, because we get to watch some Legacy. So, let's get this going. So, let's update these. So for our first round, we're going to be watching Nate. And did you hear what he was playing tonight? What he's calling it?
I didn't... He said that he was playing black, green, like land control.
Alright. Let's go black, green.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was looking at his deck list, and he's playing Raminap Excavator.
Ah, the sweet.
The Crucible Worlds on a creature, and he's also playing Smuggler's Copter and Wasteland and all of the fun things. He's also playing a bunch of fast mana, so like Ancient Tombs, I think City of Traders, where he can cast turn 1 Chalice of the Void, which is going to be very good against Shay. So we'll see how this goes. I actually think that in this matchup, I would say that it's probably pretty 50-50. Normally, like a black-green deck is a severe dog against Storm, but with him having Chalice of the Void and him just drawing his hand right there, it looks like he has Chalice of the Void and a Mox Diamond. So he's going to be able to Chalice of the Void on turn 1 for 2 mana for 1, and that's going to shut Shay off of a lot of his deck. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, okay.
We're just getting live on all of our streams here, so
if you're joining us on Facebook, thanks for tuning in. We stream Legacy every Tuesday night.
Yeah, I have to say that, like, when I go through my Facebook feed and I see Legacy happening at Paragon, I can't help but click on it.
It's a good time. We always have a good time on Tuesdays.
Even if it's something else, you know, I just can't help but click on it. It's too good.
Sweet. So yeah, just like you were saying, he goes for the Chalice on 1.
Goes for the Chalice on 1/1, and now a Chalice on 0. So that's no Lion's Eye Diamond, no Lotus Petals, and then no cantrips, no Dark Rituals. That shuts him off most of his deck, so he's going to be hurting. I've seen it happen where you can still go off something like Cabal Ritual, and like empty the Warrens or something like that, and you know still maybe get there. So it's not game over, but man, he just put 4 permanents on the battlefield in turn 1.
How many cards is that like cut out of Shay's deck that you just can't cast or get countered? It's like probably at least 40 or 50% of the deck.
Oh, more than that.
More than that? Yeah.
So he's got Cabal Rituals.
Okay.
And then his namesake cards, Past in Flames, Tendrils of Agony, and then he's got
Empty the Warrens. Burning Wishes too, I believe, as well.
I don't think Shay's actually playing the Burning Wish version, but yes, Burning Wish would be something that he could cast, but
cast it into it.
He's gonna just test the waters. Maybe to actually, so something you can do in that case is play these spells into the chalices so that you can actually make your graveyard bigger for Threshold.
Ah, okay. That's pretty good. Ian Jorgensen, welcome to the chat. Thanks for hopping in tonight. How are you today?
Hello, sir.
Ooh, and there it is, Smuggler's Copter.
Good old Smuggler's Copter. He was telling me one of his favorite plays is to actually fetch for a Dryad Arbor and crew the Smuggler's Copter. And I was like, man, that's pretty dirty.
That's some sweet tech. I saw him do that against... He was playing Brian earlier against his Food Chain deck, and yeah.
It's pretty good. It's not amazing. That was pretty good. You know, especially if like somebody attacks in with maybe something like a young Pyromancer or something, and you just have a fetch line of Smuggler's Copter.
They don't necessarily see that.
They don't see the play that you can go get a Dryad Arbor, crew the Copter, block the Pyromancer or something.
And loot.
Yeah,
with Smuggler's Copter, you get to loot when it attacks or blocks. So
yeah, and that's one of the great things about Nate's deck is that he gets to play things like that, where he gets to loot and make his other stuff better. Oh yeah, Thorn of Amethyst. What I was saying before, where I thought that like Shay had a chance in this game. He doesn't have a chance.
Oh no.
Chance in hell.
Okay. Well, Infernal Tutor going to go get another Cabal Ritual.
That is something you can cast.
Mm-hmm.
But even at this point, right, he's got 5 cards in his graveyard.
Yep.
He's still looking for Threshold there, and he's going to be able to, pay 3 mana to make
5, right?
3 right now.
So yeah.
Until he actually gets Threshold. But then he pays 3 mana to make 5.
Uh-huh.
And then he's going to pay another 3 mana, to even cast the spell again.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to net him 2. So he can go up to 9 mana right now, and 9 mana, make an Empty of the Warrens. That's not so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He might not have time, though, with this Smuggler's Copter crashing in for 3 each turn.
Yeah, it's a clock. It's kind of a smaller clock, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
1813. I was trying to see what's in Nate's hand. I think he may have... I thought maybe I saw an E-Witness or Green Sun Zenith.
Okay. Must be holding that.
Looks like we're picking up on a couple more viewers. Welcome in. Tell your friends, please.
Yeah. So Paragon City Games, we're out here in Draper, Utah, right in between Provo and Salt Lake. And we stream Legacy every Tuesday and Friday night.
Yeah. And here you go. Trying to get that Threshold.
Yep.
He's gonna... Looks like he's got 6 cards there. He paid 1 mana and an extra 1 to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got countered by the Chalice.
Yeah, so Crew My Copter, Roar. To loot or not to loot?
He does have Green Sun Zenith. He also has... Oh, there it goes.
That's enough for Shay.
I'm sure right now Shay's looking at him and saying, man, seriously, what are you playing?
What is this jank? But
it's like Artifact Prison, but playing black and green.
Rock? Control? Let's go Control.
Yeah.
There we are. Sweet. So what can Shay do to with his sideboard to try and help combat some of those artifacts? Well,
so the artifacts, they all are destroyed by Abrupt Decay, right?
Okay.
So Abrupt Decay can't be countered.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Abrupt Decay is definitely something that you side in. I don't know how many Shay's playing, but I saw the first 3 cards down there probably is Abrupt Decay. But he doesn't like losing to that stuff, so he probably was playing Abrupt Decay in his main deck because that's how he rolls.
Mm-hmm.
You can also bring in something like, see, what's that? The blue spell that returns Echoing Truth.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring in something like Echoing Truth right there, and that would have taken both of the chalices.
That would.
Right?
Yep.
So Nate does get to play them on the next turn, but if that's all you need, end a turn, Echoing Truth your chalices, and then go off the next turn, that's fair enough game. He could bring in something like Chain of Vapor.
I have seen that.
Chain of Vapor isn't as good because it does, it can be Chalice on 1 gets it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Shay taking a read of that Smuggler's Copter there, just double checking to make sure he knows what it does while he's boarding.
Yeah, so it gets awkward, right? Because you can board in things like Fiery Confluence or Shattering Spree or all these things that destroy artifacts or returns artifacts like Echoing Truth. But if you dilute your deck down too much on things that get rid of the hate, then
you don't have cards to actually combo off with.
Yeah, then you actually can't ever win, right? Because you can't ever combo.
Yeah, that is the fine line. I just bought Storm and Modern, and I'm learning some of that stuff. Where it's hard to sideboard. Like
Yeah.
Because you want to keep your deck as linear as possible, but
It's a delicate dance, right?
yeah.
You know, depending on what Shay's playing, exactly his 75, but a lot of the times, I played Storm last week, and like I like to play Rain of Filth, and I don't like to play the hate cards in the main deck, and I don't like to play Empty the Warrens in the main deck. You know, I'm straight up Tendrils in the main deck, and then I, you know, like to go from there. But it's one of those things where you have to decide on what you're going to shave on. You know, if against certain decks, a Chalice on 1 is backbreaking, and if you're on the playing something like a Duress to take it, makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're on the draw, maybe you don't ever get to cast that Duress, so you can take maybe something like that out. But on the play, I'd rather leave the discard in and try and go that way.
Maximum you can sideboard for Storm is 5 cards. It looks like Shay was going for a big handful. Yeah, it depends on what he decides to bring in and out. Like you said, he kind of hates losing to the hate cards.
I tend to agree with you, Jebediah. You don't want to bring in more than like 5 cards. You have a very linear plan. You have to stick to your plan, because if you dilute it, man, you're just never going to go off. You're never going to win, and it's not fun. Okay, so let's look at these hands. Looks like Nate's hand was a bunch of lands, so he's not going to keep that one. Shay's got a Brainstorm, Lion's Eye Diamond, land. I saw an Infernal Tutor in there. It looks like a really good hand. I actually think it's pretty rare that you get to go off turn 1 with Storm, at least in my experience.
So you think he might have turn 1, turn 2?
All right, that is a Thorn of Amethyst for Nate, and also a Choke.
Ooh.
And an Ancient Tomb. So here comes a Thorn of Amethyst off an Ancient Tomb on turn 1, and then turn 2 Choke. Good luck.
Good luck. Response, I'll Brainstorm.
Yeah, that's probably something you want to do. Whoa, it's a lot of Lion's Eye Diamonds, but now he's going to have to pay an extra mana for each of those Lion's Eye Diamonds just to play them. So, yeah, I think if not for that Amethyst right there, Shay gets to go off right here.
Oh yeah, because you can just play Diamond, 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 cast Infernal Tutor, crack all my diamonds.
Yeah. Awkward though, because you can do that, but it doesn't really do anything unless you have spells in your graveyard to be able to cast too. I was goldfishing the Storm deck before we started casting tonight, and that was definitely one of my plays where you think that you can go like tutor or diamond, 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 tutor, crack all your diamonds, make a ton of mana. You either need to add noms right there, or that's really all you get.
Yeah.
Because
it looks like Shay's going to shuffle that ponder. I think he saw another Infernal Tutor, a Petal, and one other card. I'm not certain. Yeah,
I don't quite see what he said. What he had there. Looks like Nate's got a Mox Diamond in his hand. At least one more land. A Green Sun Zenith. This might be something where if Nate draws like a Wasteland right here, that could just kind of put Shay out of the game. All right, so he tapped Ancient Tomb to pay 1 for the Mox Diamond that he was going to cast. Now he had 1 mana floating. He's going to fetch. He'll have 3 mana. He should have 3 mana here. Maybe a Green Sun Zenith for 1.
1, I guess, gets like a Deathmite Shaman. A fun trick I've seen is people will Green Sun for 0 to go get the Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, I like that too, but I don't think that's going to happen this one. Oh, it was a Ramanap. Okay.
Ooh, baby.
So, I think that if Nate draws a Wasteland here, that's probably lights out for Shay. And he also has a Choke in his hand, so here comes a Choke. But I think he wants to conceal that information as much as possible, just because. Yeah, there it is. The
hero we need, right? Yeah, Excavator is great. He's seeing a ton of Eternal play.
Although this is where he needs to actually tap that diamond to play the choke.
Why is that? Oh, for the Thorn?
Yeah, there he goes. Now he's got it. 4 mana for a choke when you have Thorn, and that's why he didn't play it the last turn. Is because he only had access to 3 mana. He needed to play that diamond out so that he could do what he just did, play that choke. So now Shay really has no choice but to either go off. He can't play things like Brainstorm to just try and get there. And I bet you that does not get a Bayou because it can't.
Yeah, no Abrupt Decay.
And I'm pretty sure he's not playing a Badlands.
He could play... Is he playing a Tropical Island?
Yeah, but that's also an island.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he can go get it, but he's only going to be doing that once.
Yeah. I mean, how many fetchable lands does this deck actually play with Storm?
So in my Storm deck, usually they play 2 Underground Seas, 1 Volcanic Island, 1 Tropical Island, and 1 Bayou. Okay. And that's if you're playing the green for Abrupt Decay. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just play, either blue, black, red, and they just skip the green for something like Xantid Swarm. But I'm pretty sure Shay's. Oh, we saw it in the first. We saw it in the first game that he had a Tropical Island out. So he's definitely playing green.
Yeah. What's up, Kyer? How's California? Black deck is hateful. Yeah, this is a lot of hate cards.
It is hateful, and especially to something like Storm, where they have to chain together a bunch of spells and choke and all of that. But it is more of kind of like a prison without playing white, which is interesting in itself, right? And this is where you just gotta scoop.
Well, this is game 2.
Yeah,
he's got a.
Doesn't matter. He's done.
Yeah. Looks like he does have the Chain of Vapor.
But those lands aren't going to untap.
They will not untap.
Sack a land. And oh, okay. Let's pull up Chain of Vapor.
Yeah, let's see.
One thing about Chain of Vapor is you can sacrifice a land and then target something else
right?
and have him return it to his hand.
Yeah.
It gets awkward, right? Because he's just got to fetch land, but I think you just make him go fetch. You don't need your lands. You got Ramanap Excavator.
Yeah, exactly. So here's Chain of Vapor. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then that permanent controller may sacrifice a land. If the player does, he or she may copy the spell and choose a new target for that copy.
So he just returned it to his hand, but then he also played the Thorn back.
Oh, because, yeah, he still had... He was responding to the Chalice on 1.
Exactly. He had to respond to the Chalice on 1.
He chained second main. Yeah, he was responding to the Chalice on 1.
And
Nate draw there.
This is all the hateful cards. Honestly, if I were Shay, I really don't think you can win this one. I would just scoop. But, it's fine. Hang in there.
Yeah. Verdant. Let's see a library. Nate just has it all. You guys stream Legacy every Tuesday? Yeah, free smells.
We do. We stream Legacy every Tuesday. So tell your friends to subscribe, to follow. We're here every Tuesday. We haven't missed it.
And Friday. So yeah, give us a follow. We'll let you know when we go live on Twitch. We also stream on YouTube and Facebook as well. So yeah, free smells. And it's not like any proxy Legacy out either. Everything's
This is
sanctioned.
Sanctioned tournaments. Yeah, it's great. And we like to interact too. So, you know, if you like to chat, if you like to watch Twitch and just turn it on the background, great. But if you like to interact, we like to interact too.
Oh yeah. Thank you for the follow. Free smells.
Thank you for the free smells.
Yeah. Thank you for the free smells. Yeah.
All right, so here's the Collective Brutality.
I love
Seems
that card.
pretty good, especially taking his Cabal Ritual. That's his source to mana there.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, all right.
But then again, I don't really know how he was ever going to cast that in the first place. He would have had to draw 2 lands, play them.
Yeah. It is the greatest format, Kyre. You are not wrong. So it looks like
There's a scoop.
he called it. So looks like not Shay 2-1. Golia 2-0. I put that in incorrectly. Nate took that first game pretty easily and that second game as well.
Yeah.
So let's check out it over on our...
Well, it turns out Chalice of the Void is a really strong card against Storm, and so is Thorn of Amethyst. And when you play both of those in your main deck, it's one of those things. Good luck.
Yeah. All right. So looks like we had Paul and Tony and Calvin were supposed to be here. I don't know what these guys are doing. Looks like it's not Magic, so we'll come back here since those guys are done.
So back to us.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, that was insane. That is why Chalice is restricted in Vintage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good cards that are in Legacy that you can play 4 of in Legacy, but you can't play them in Vintage. And it's usually because you can only play, like, you get to play those cards in Vintage on turn 1, where in Legacy, it's a little bit more rough to play on turn 1. You have to give up a lot more. Yeah,
like, I guess Probe is, you can play 4 in Legacy and only 1 in Vintage.
Yep.
You don't see too much in Gush.
Well, you don't see Gush in Legacy. I'm not even sure that it's legal, to be honest with you. I couldn't...
Isn't it in Masks? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about Gush.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Gush, the topic of books and Magic players alike. Let's see. What sets were you in? Yeah, Mercadian Masks was a comment there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen Gush being played in Legacy, and it is banned.
Oh, that's why, because it's banned.
Yeah, I mean, returning 2 islands and drawing 2 cards, that just seems too powerful. Something with, like...
Yeah, like, oh, Wasteland your thing? It's like, nah, I'll just Gush them big.
Yeah, I'll Gush them back to our hand.
So...
Yeah, you can play the Ultimate Denial deck, or you can play, you know, I guarantee you the blue-white deck's playing Gush if they can, right?
Oh, the, like, Portent Control deck?
Yeah, they're playing turn 3 Mentor, drawing 2 cards, making a dude. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
You can play Gush as long as his name Fathom Seer? What does that do?
Fathom Seer. More free... Oh, yeah, this card. So I've actually played a ton with this card, but not in a sanctioned tournament. This is the Cube card.
Let's pull her up here. So Fathom Seer can remorph. Okay. But
So
you still have to pay 3 mana.
You pay 3 mana to morph it, you know, face down, and then you return 2 islands and draw 2 cards, and you Gush, essentially.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I have definitely played this card in Cube, and in, we actually have a player that plays here on Tuesdays, Josh. He has a DC 10.
Oh, yeah.
And DC 10 is where you have unlimited amounts of mana, and so you have actually... any amount of islands or any amount of swamps, you have any color, all lands as much as you can have.
Sure.
And then you start with 0 cards, you draw 1 card per turn.
Yep.
And then you cast it and you can pay it for free. You have unlimited mana, so you know you play something like Fathom Seer, that's draw 2 cards. because
Yeah.
I'll return my islands that I don't have, but
Exactly.
I kind of have.
But you do have them.
Yeah.
That's cool. Doesn't trigger Pyro or Mentor. That's true.
True. Yeah, I love Fathom Seer. Just love that card. Well, I just want to say sorry that we both of our matches were over so quickly, but hopefully we'll entertain you until the next round pops up. But
yeah, I figured we'd see Tony Calvin because Calvin's been playing some Delver, and Tony's on the Turbo Depths deck.
Yeah.
So that seemed like a matchup that would have like a little more play to it.
Yeah, I think Tony was playing the Turbo Depths, and Calvin, I actually think he's playing the 4-color control tonight.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like, he should be able to handle that. But I've played so much with the 4-color control deck, and that Depths deck, it just, your cards, your black cards, just can't handle it. Sometimes you play a Diabolic Edict in your main deck, but if you don't have that Diabolic Edict and they just go off, turn one Urborg, Dureshu or whatever, turn 2 Dark Depths, Vampire Hexmage, you're done. What are you gonna do?
I love those turns. I actually just finished. I got my last Depths today to build that Reanimator Depths deck.
Yeah.
So
that deck's really good.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to watch that a little bit more. Watching, it was Bob Huang, wasn't it? Bob Huang. Yeah, watching him play it, I feel like he just got lucky a lot.
That's true, yeah.
Like,
he's like, oh, I drew the thing I needed.
He's
cool.
Yeah, he's there talking about, oh, yeah, I'm not really sure how what I can draw here. Well, I guess I can draw Dark Depths. That would be the thing that I need to draw to pull this one out. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm dead. Oh, look Dark Depths.
Sweet.
Yeah, good for you. We're not all as lucky as Bob Huang.
Yeah. Paul was saying that, like, he was really excited when I told him I was building it. He's like, oh, that deck is so sweet. Yeah. Like, I've been watching it tear it up online.
Well, of course he's excited. He plays a lot of Dark Depths himself.
That's true. Yeah. It's my favorite thing to do in Commander.
Yeah.
Right now, so.
Dark Depths, people.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, I know. I'm basically playing lands. I'm playing the Gitrog Monster.
Yeah.
So you go.
Love Gitrog Monster.
I know, he's so good. I wish you could see Legacy play. Like,
he can.
I mean, he can.
I played him last week.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Gitrog Monster in...
Like the Aggro Loam deck?
Aggro Loam deck. Do you have any idea how good the Gitrog Monster is when you life from the Loam?
I do. Yeah. I get to do that all the time.
It's so
Loam
dirty.
is the best. It's what I tutor for every time.
I'll just draw a bunch of cards. I'll just draw like half my deck. It's fine.
Yeah, any dredge is like, okay, I'm going to put these cards in my graveyard, draw. I get another dredge.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have 2 Loams going or another dredge. Yeah. Ugh. Haha.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, the Gitrog Monster is a good one. Who's your general?
He is the general.
Oh, he's the general.
He's a legendary creature. So
that's pretty good.
We always sacking lands, drawing cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that in Duretti. Both graveyard decks that are kind of like... They kind of fall to some hate. Like, Kyre got turn 2 leylined playing Commander last week.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. That was gross.
I don't know what's good anymore in Commander. I played it for a lot of years, and it made me love Magic, but it also isn't fun for me anymore.
Yeah, it really depends on what you're doing. Like, if you can make something like fun to like what you want to do,
right?
Then it's good. It depends on how competitive you want to be. Like, because there's some of those decks that are just like, oh, I'm just gonna combo you on turn 2, like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, Paul. I think Rihanna Depth is good.
Rihanna Depth? Man, you can't call it Rihanna Depth. I don't know about that. I don't know about that name. It's a little shaky.
It's like a 6.
Yeah, it's 5.5.
5.5? Okay.
I can't go 6. The 6 is definitely above average.
Yeah.
where you're thinking.
I mean, that's what it is, though, right?
Yeah,
I think maybe Rihanna Depths. Add the S on the end. Rihanna Depths.
Sure.
Might be, yeah.
Gristlelands?
Gristlelands isn't that consistent. No, you're not normally. I mean, Gristle is an option, but yeah.
I'll think of something before the end of the stream here.
Okay. Cool.
I'll channel my inner LSV and come up with a good pun for you guys.
Yeah, Bryce isn't here, so we don't have the pun master. Yeah. Oh, it deleted the S. See.
Sure.
Sure, Paul.
Yeah.
How'd your round go, Paul? Bit the bullet and made a switch count just for you guys. Aw. Thanks, M. Golding.
Thanks, M. Golding.
It's Twitch is a good place.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised, actually. I was talking with some of the guys I work with, and Twitch. If I was around, if this was around when I was growing up, this is all I would watch. I wouldn't know TV.
Yeah, I mean,
I was always about learning, or just watching, people play video games as much as I could, and not so much as Magic. That's in the last 5 or 6 years.
Sure.
But if I knew about this, if this was around when I was growing up, man, Twitch is an amazing.
Oh yeah,
venue.
I don't watch network TV. I've got Netflix and Twitch. I just watch a ton of Magic.
Yep. I don't have network TV anymore myself. Here I am sounding like the old guy.
Yeah,
the old guy in the room.
Back in my day.
Back when I was young, we didn't have this Twitch thing you kiddies have here.
Just your old man glasses.
Yeah.
All right, 2-0. Tabernacle is really good. I mean, yeah.
Well, I better be good. I wouldn't want to pay $1,400 for Tabernacle, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, right?
Not that you paid $1,400 for it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so free smells, it looks like tonight we have 14.
We got 15.
15.
Yeah.
We have 15 tonight. During the summer, it's been a little bit slower, about 14, 15, which is still pretty good for a Legacy tournament.
Yeah.
But during the actual school year and that kind of thing, during the week, we were pushing 30, 40.
Yeah.
Some weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of an outlandish number, but...
Average was 26,
about 20,
24, yeah.
24.
So, I think once we get back into the fall, we'll start doing deck lists again once we get those bigger numbers.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, you guys can make that call. But
okay.
I personally, talking with a lot of the people, I think that's a deterrent from actually.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I mean, it's nice for commentating, right? Because if you have deck lists, then we get to commentate a little bit better, and we get to talk about the decks that you're playing a little bit better. We get to talk about outs and those things if you have those in front of you. But somebody for a casual tournament,
every week
they don't want to have to. I want to be able to brew, and for me, if I'm brewing, I don't want to fill out a deck list every single week.
Yeah. Because
then I have to fill out a brand new one every week, and then it's an extra 15, 20 minutes.
Makes sense.
I don't want to spend. I'd rather play.
Noted. Yeah, you could pay less for Bazaar Baghdad. Meh. Bazaar.
Yeah, nobody wants to play Dredge anyway.
Caleb does every now and again.
You can't play Bazaar.
But you can't play Bazaar. No. That's a vintage thing.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the cost of the deck, right?
Yeah.
Basically, for vintage Dredge.
Bazaars are what, $700-800?
Something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't.
Well, I mean retail, but so Bazaars. That deck's pretty fun, but it's also not so fun. It's so easy to hate on.
Sure.
That it's one of those. You get paid off if everybody shows up without the graveyard hate, though.
It's true. Yeah. So are you going to GP Denver next couple weeks here?
I am not going to GP Denver.
Okay.
You are, though.
I am.
Because you won a voucher
I did.
to help pay for your trip there at Paragon City Games.
I certainly did on Saturday. We did a alternative game day where it was, since you can't hold PPTQs or GPTs that weekend, Blizzard doesn't allow that, so we made one of our game day events like a PPTQ.
Like a premium game day event, which is actually really cool.
Oh, it's Mike! Dude, Mike, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a minute. Free stuff. Jersey, whenever I'm out there for work, it's the best place to play Magic, in my opinion. Yeah. Mike's awesome. We miss you. Save your money for GP Seattle? I booked my flight. I play standard.
I've been to the GP in Seattle the last couple of years, and it's a blast.
Yeah. When is Seattle?
You'll have to pull up the schedule for the GPs, but the last I can remember, I think I saw it was in April. April, something like that. I know it was around maybe like first weekend in April, but yeah, it's fun. I love Seattle. Seattle's a fun place.
Oh, sweet.
Even the venue there in Seattle, they have it at this like convention center that's right there in Tacoma, and it's probably going to be the same place that they had it this last time. But it's on 3 different levels, and they kind of have like one level is kind of the main event area, and then they have another level that's they had like side events last time because they had a ton of people show up for the GP in Seattle because it was one of 2 legacy GPs that they have every year now, and yeah, it was a blast. I'd like to go to a GP this next year, but I want to go somewhere where I haven't been before. I spent a lot of time. I've been up to Seattle for a tournament for Magic 3 different times, and it is fun, and I like Seattle a lot, but I want to try something different. Me and my buddies have been talking about possibly going to England.
Oh, wow.
Next year.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah. I think you'll have to find out what the Grand Prix details for next year is, but I believe that England is also a legacy event.
That's cool. I know they're doing a lot more legacy events because it's going to be part of the team tournament. Yeah.
Those team trios are really cool.
And it's a 2 GP weekend, so they'll be doing standard and legacy.
Oh yeah, for up in Seattle.
Which makes sense because Wizards is out of Washington.
Yeah.
Make it bigger, kind of like Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, it is just
Birmingham?
like I said, that first weekend in April.
Yeah, it's another 2 GP weekend.
Yep, Birmingham and England, legacy and standard.
Yeah, actually starting in Seattle, a lot of them are double weekends.
Yeah, I can't tell you for sure that I'm going to be going to that England one, to Birmingham, but I really would like to do that.
Even in Europe, it still kind of counts, right?
Yeah, it's kind of Europe.
Yeah, just because they say they don't want to be part of their government system. Anyways, let's see if he ever responded back to see. Which, Patrick, want to be part of your team for those? Sure. Why not? Yeah. Sounds like a great plan. Make Britain great again.
They don't have enough.
It's a mess.
They don't have enough toothbrushes for that.
Oh. Wow.
Well, I mean,
It's
you're not out there. I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Let me run out there and check and see how much time we got left in the round. I will be right back. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got 19 people now. Sweet.
Yep. Excuse me.
Yeah. It's all right. There we go.
Be right back.
A lot of the times I was tanking is because I don't know what's in my deck. And I'm like, am I playing a seed in here? What am I getting? Like, kitchen twins? That's all your ignorance.
What? What happened? Did someone here?
He just black-green prisoned him.
Hey. Deadly. Yeah, interesting.
Patrick.
Yep.
We should be doing that.
Yes.
Like, if there's a crazy break like this.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
There's about 7 minutes left in the round. A few people still left playing, so We are almost there. Let's see. But who will entertain us?
The acoustic foam. What do
Yes.
you guys think about? So, I've set up something like this in my office just to like mess with people. But
Okay.
we set up a green screen, and then we put like a TV up on the wall, and then we have like network monitoring stuff up on these TVs. But
Okay.
we set up a little green screen where like we would show ourselves like battling like
A river or like
somewhere
fighting a
wherever
grizzly bear.
doesn't matter, fighting a grizzly bear or something
Yeah.
like that, and people would walk by and be like, "What the heck is going on over there?" But what do you guys think about having something like that here instead of like a background?
Like a green screen.
Like a lot of the gamers that you watch, they'll throw up a green screen. They'll be over. Their heads will kind of be over.
Like the game.
Whatever the game that they're playing or whatever.
Sure.
Not necessarily that that's the case, but we could at least like put us like on the beach or something,
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's pretty cool. Change the atmosphere.
yeah.
That's sweet.
Or we could like, put up a green screen and just have us commentating like in Dominaria or something.
Ooh. Or like Ravnica.
Yeah. Have like Ugin in the background with like
Just-
just like this in his hands, and our heads are just like in his hands.
Oh, hey.
As we talk. I think it'd be pretty cool.
That's a sweet idea. I like it. I am a fan. So, yeah, I'm looking here at the GP schedule for next year. Yeah, Seattle sounds like a great idea. Spoiler, Yabba comes back from the dead. No!
You know what we should do? Let's talk about what some of those commander cards.
Oh,
how
yeah,
they-
we were doing that last night.
How they go into legacy decks.
What got spoiled today?
Because I saw that.
Cat.
Yeah, the cat.
Mm.
I don't know if it's really that good. It's kind of like Spirit of the Labyrinth says that your opponent or you cannot draw extra cards per turn.
And that's 2 mana, right? 2 mana, 3/1.
Kind of feel like that's fine. I think that's probably better, right? Like he's a 3/4 for 4 with flash, but I don't really think you care about flash too much because 4 mana is a lot in Legacy, and especially your opponent still gets to draw a card. Off a brainstorm if it's in response to a brainstorm, they still get to draw a card.
They have to put 2 back,
They
though.
have to put 2 back, but I'd much rather Spirit of the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
They still have to put 2 back in Spirit of the Labyrinth.
No, they just can't draw the cards. Right. They cast Brainstorm, they'll draw 1, and the spell resolves as much as it can.
On the other one,
Mhm.
yeah, but no, they have to put it back. Spirit of
yeah.
Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't get to draw their card, sure, but they still have to resolve the rest of the spell.
Yep. Let's see. Window capture. That's what I want.
So let's see what we got. Miri, Weatherlight Duelist.
She's pretty cool. I'm gonna pull up the.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. When it attacks, each opponent can't block with more than 1 creature this combat. And when Weatherlight Duelist is tapped, no more than 1 creature can attack you each combat. It's a 3/2. I kind of feel like it being a 3/2 is just okay though.
Yeah. If anything, this is one of those smaller CMC cards. You generally see those a lot more in Legacy, unless you're like throwing out. Numeri sucks.
Yeah, I think the new Miri is not very good. I don't think you can play it in Legacy. It's not. It's kind of a cool card, great for Commander.
Yep.
Pretty crappy in Legacy. 3 mana is a lot for a 3/2.
Yeah.
That doesn't really do a ton. If it was 2 mana, I'd get behind that.
Sure. Yeah.
You
Only
get-
being able to attack with 1 creature. That's how D&T wins. Like how they go is they just kind of flood the board with a lot of dudes.
Mm.
But I think also there's so many where it's just like, oh, I'll send with my 1 creature, or like,
Yeah.
I'll attack with my True Name Nemesis with all these equipment on it.
Sure.
Like,
but it doesn't do anything when it comes to the battlefield, so it
Nope.
doesn't have an immediate effect. And I think that right there alone says that it cannot be played in Legacy.
yeah. Let's look at some other ones though.
Yeah, let's see what else we got.
What about this one was spoiled a little bit ago, but Taigam, the OG Time Master.
Yeah,
What about this guy?
I think Taigam's pretty sweet. I don't see if he's necessarily getting played in Legacy, but he is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and read him here in just a
Stop
second and see if. But instant sorcery and dragon spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities, so that's pretty sweet. But
Yeah, it's being weird. And then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, if Taigam attacked, it gains rebound.
yeah, so that's not very good, right? Because
You kind of don't want to send him into combat.
you want to be sending him into combat, and a 3/4 isn't that great, and for 4 mana, not that good.
Yeah,
So-
but having your instant and sorcery spells not be countered is a pretty powerful ability.
Yeah, you can counter him though.
That's true.
So you're right. The ability is pretty powerful, but
Let's see what,
what do you,
else.
I can't imagine there's a deck that you actually want to put that in for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, what is this?
Fractured Identity.
Yeah, I haven't seen
This looks
that.
like it got more spoiled today.
Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it.
Huh.
So exile your permanent, and
then I get one.
I get one instead. So it's, it's essentially mind control or take possession,
Mhm.
but for 2 less and can be countered. Not good enough.
Yeah. It's okay, not great. Let's see what else got spoiled today.
What's that Spanish card? That artifact?
This one here? Or, the...
Let's do that one. I don't know what this one is either.
Sure.
For 5 mana. I
Yeah.
don't know. Alright, so Bloodforged War Axe.
Yeah.
Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of the axe.
With equip 2?
Wow.
It's cheap enough. Like, it's a cheap equipment. You get another axe. I don't know.
No. Pretty sweet for cube or something.
It gives you something to do with your mana, but like, it's no bone saw.
Yeah, it's no bone saw.
Yeah, not as good as Jet. Yeah,
Kind of cool.
Slots are pretty tight.
Kind of cool, but not good enough.
Like, it's got to be for new cards like this. It feels like it has to be like really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What happened here? This Bloodline Necromancer. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target vampire. Oh, yeah.
Just to see.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're shuffling up for the new round, so we're gonna stop watching these and we're gonna get back into it.
Well, it looks like it's
Oh, these guys are probably just
BSing.
That's the
What's
beginning.
going on?
no, that's the first game.
Snow's sitting there. He messaged the. I haven't seen any problems with Twitch yet. Analyze this. Get this out of here. Let's see what else we can do. Yeah, it looks like Nate is replaying Shay. So we'll fix that. But we'll continue to look at some spoilers, though.
Yeah.
We'll just keep that open.
So, when Bloodline Necromancer enters the battlefield, you may return target vampire wizard creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. No thanks.
Yeah.
Not for 5.
Let's see what else. There's a land that got there's tap, so it's probably not gonna be too good. Add 1 minute of any color. Oh, it's a commander's color identity, and it's Sky's one. So that's pretty good for commander, but
Yeah.
not for legacy.
Yeah, so Benji, there is foam all across our room here to soundproof the room,
Yep.
actually. So
Now,
it's a good little studio in here.
this guy seems pretty sweet. Balon Wandering Knight.
Yeah, he actually seems super sweet. Instant speed, attach all equipment you control to him
Yeah.
for 2. Now, I can actually see this being played.
As like a 4 in the Death and Taxes deck. Like, for the number... not necessarily a 4 of, but
Not a 4.
they're hit on Vial for 4.
Could be. I wouldn't probably play it in the Death and Taxes deck. Maybe. Definitely alongside Stoneforge Mystic, right?
Sure.
But I think, you know, this is somebody who would be really good in some sort of, you know, even it could be Death and Taxes. But I was playing. They have like that white Eldrazi deck.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
I think this is a card that could be fine in that deck. But it's also 4 mana. I probably would say it's not good enough because it's 4 mana. If it was 3, it would be insane.
Yeah. Cool. Well, looks like we've got some magic.
You know, Benji, I'm not sure where they purchased the foam.
Yeah, I think we just bought it in bulk, and then yeah, our owners bought that. We put it up during Vegas. We had our guys do that.
Yeah, it makes the acoustics sound really good in this room, actually. But it looks like we're getting round 2 ready here.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
so
we'll let you know who's going to be playing here in just a second. But it looks like...
So this is Tim.
Yeah, and he is playing your deck, which
Yes,
is...
he is. He beat Odian 2-0. He beat Black Red Reanimator 2-0.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
It's just... I think it's just better in that matchup. Like...
You have a second plan. You can do the Reanimator thing or something else.
Yep.
Come on.
Brianna Depps.
Until we get a better name, we'll go with that.
And then...
I'm trying to see who he's playing here.
He's also... he's playing against... I think it's Gabriel, who is also playing Reanimator.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Look at all these Reanimator players. That's why whenever I come here, I play 4 of Leyline of the Void in my sideboard. It doesn't matter. I show up every week with 4 Leyline. I'll play whatever. Doesn't matter what I'm playing. I'll play Death and Taxes, and I'll show up with 4 Leyline of the Void in my deck.
In your board, yeah. Gristle Lands, do it. That one's okay. Gristle Lands.
I like Dark Titans.
Dark Titans. All right, that one's
Maybe, I don't know.
that one's okay.
I mean, right? Because like Merit Liege, big monster. He's black.
Yep.
You have Grave Titan.
Mm-hmm. Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Iona. Elishnorn. Turbo Reanimator.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Large black creatures.
Big black dudes.
Well,
Nah.
I don't know that one.
Not on that one.
You might get
Yeah.
Wizards mad at you for that one.
For sure. That's not going to be on Wizards coverage. So it looks like...
Yeah.
Okay, so Chancellor of the Annex
There's a
for
revealed
Mr. Gabe.
revealed Chancellor of the Annex. All right, so Tim, let's see how you play around this. He's got Thoughtseize, Dark Writ, and Tomb. Looks like Grave Titan and a Lotus Petal in his hand with a Thespian Stage and a Swamp. So he's going to be able to go turn 1 land and play something to get it countered. There goes there's a counter.
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 Counter it. It's countered.
Yep. Countered. And now he can play whatever he wants. So it looks like he's probably going to play Thoughtseize.
Yep.
That's what I would do. Nope, don't dart. Well, all right.
Unless
he has a reanimate. Unless I missed a card in his hand.
Yeah. Let's see.
There's entomb. He's gonna entomb.
So thought sees you. So, oh, you're also playing that. So you take the animate dead.
Yeah. Definitely have to take the animate dead. But I don't know. Actually, I actually think you take the faithless looting because he hasn't. Then he has no way to actually put it in his graveyard.
Oh, I see. And then and then you still.
Because then he has to draw a way to put it in his graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
On that turn, and then the next turn he can animate dead. So I think you take the faithless looting there, but that's just
an Orberg to the front.
Because now he's going to be able to play a land, cast faithless looting, pitch Chancellor and Gristlebrand, and if he draws, anything.
Blue-black Reanimator is still better. They both have their ups and downs, right?
So Tim, now he's entombed. Oh. He entombed for Iona?
Iona, but it didn't have a reanimation spell to back it up.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you like playing that Dark Ritual there?
No, I don't.
Just Thoughtseize, right?
Just Thoughtseize.
That's me too.
Yep, you can do that on end of his turn.
Yep.
On your next, after you see your next draw.
Yep.
Because then...
then you can actually draw, if you draw the spell, then you're good to go. Also, if you draw another Dark Ritual, you can just play Grave Titan.
Yeah. Some sweet lines there. It's always fun to cheat in a Grave Titan.
So here comes the Faithless Looting, which he probably shouldn't have, but not to say, anything bad about Tim, but this is his first time playing this deck.
Some Legacy, yeah.
So he's gotta learn a little bit. But yep, there goes pitch, those two cards. Dig deeper towards my reanimate spell.
Yeah, that's the other thing is he can reanimate. Gabe can reanimate his Iona.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Jesse explaining that. Yeah, you don't put your own dude in the graveyard against Reanimator until you're ready to bring it back.
There's another Entomb, so he's going to be toast here. Pretty sure Tim's going to lose on this next turn, unless Gabriel bricked. But he's got a pedal out, so he'll be able to Faithless Looting again.
Yeah. Just okay. Yeah, Entombment for Gristlebrand again.
And here again, it's just an experience with the deck, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be entombing anything into your graveyard because, just like Jesse said, Gabe can just reanimate it from his.
Yeah. If you're going to entomb something, maybe because this deck does play a one of Unburial Rights.
Sure.
I'd probably go and entomb for that and put that in your graveyard, so that you have reanimation spell sitting there waiting. So when you could have the mana, you can cast that.
Yeah.
He has something like an 18% chance to top deck reanimation spell.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got 12, right? And if he's got 12 reanimation spells, Animate Dead, Reanimate, Exhume. Well, there you go.
Here we go. Animate Dead, target yours.
And that's where...
You can't cast black spells.
I don't think that's the thing you want to get, though, honestly. Because if he draws...
He can...
If he were to draw, like, a depths right there...
And then another mana source. Yeah.
Then he can block it.
Yep. Next time, respect Yard Order. Does the Entomb go on top of the Gristlebrand?
No. He entombed for... Well, actually, yeah. It doesn't... Yard Order shouldn't actually matter.
Yeah. How's it going, Bryce? Got both our commentators who are out of town in our chat.
All right.
So, looks like Gabe cleaned that one up. Oh, don't show him the Dark Depths. I mean, he knows what you're doing, but... So why So, Fox, quick question. Why are you so concerned about the order mattering? I mean, yes, it does matter.
Pretty
but-
sure there's no shallow graves happening here. But, yeah, I mean, you want to keep the integrity of the game, for sure.
Alright, so for Tim, he's looking at a couple duresses. Probably bringing in the Great Purge and the Surgicals.
There's 2 Lost Legacies.
Eh,
I'm not sure that's something you want to be doing, but
no, you want to target the stuff in their graveyard.
double Surgicals for sure.
Yep. So, what about the Black Red Reanimator deck? What do they do, like in the Mirror Match or for something like this?
So the Black Red Reanimator, depending on what version that they're playing, right? You could, in your sideboard, you want to bring in things like Fairy Macabre,
Sure.
Surgical Extraction of your own, if you have it, Leyline of the Void. But the thing is, you know, with Gabe, you know, he can bring in those things that hate out on the reanimation side of the Reanadepts deck.
Uh-huh.
But then Tim could just go and Merit Liege.
Yep.
Merit Liege plan. Yep. Nope. Just like I said. I'm pretty sure none of them are playing Shallow Grave, like I said. But as far as telling policemen you crossed a red light because there was no car, how they respond. Order matters. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
You're right. So I wonder what he's trimming here. Because I feel kind of like they were talking about with Storm. The sideboarding is probably fairly light. You don't want to be taking out too many cards of one or the other piece, so you're not going to have...
Sure.
You're going to see those cards.
Sure. You know, it's a little awkward, right? Like, you definitely want to be like those Exhume. Exhume gets a little bit awkward in this matchup because then they can just respawn with an Entomb or something.
Yeah.
So I think you definitely take those out.
Yeah.
I think you want to go as fast as possible, so you don't take out anything like a Petal or anything like that.
Yeah.
You want to keep your Entombs because that gives you your utility to do something like that if they were to Exhume. I'm not really sure what else you want to take out in the Reanadepts deck, but I don't necessarily see Lost Legacy being something that you want to bring in.
Yeah, because they'll just reanimate your things if they don't have something to reanimate.
Sure.
So, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. It's nuts. How's it going, Melvin? Biggest concern in Legacies are cards your opponent can play in which the order of your graveyard matters. Not as simple as just saying, I don't run anything like that, so it doesn't matter.
No, you're right. You're right. You guys are all right. Graveyard.
For sure.
Graveyard should be kept intact on how it's supposed to be.
Part of that, too, is the players keeping that together because, like, here in the booth, we can't, like, we shouldn't be running out there every time to
we're not
be like,
going to.
we're not going to run out there and tell them to fix their graveyards and make the order matter. That's basically what I was getting to. Was like, yes, it matters, but on
a Tuesday Night Legacy, you know, we are playing casual tournament. It is sanctioned, but it is not for.
Yeah, it's not competitive REL.
Yeah, it's not competitive REL.
So
things like that.
Welcome to the stream, Melvin. I saw you wearing your Bears jersey the other night.
All right.
Getting ready for football season.
So Tim, looking at his hand, he's got two Thespian Stage. He had a Lake of the Dead.
Yep, Hexmage.
Hexmage. So, Lake of the Dead's real good.
Oh yeah, I love that card.
Let's pull that one up.
Don't pull it up. Let's go. Where is it? This one. Lake of the Dead. Oop. Kept the Fantasyr in there.
So
Lake
of the Dead reads, if Lake of the Dead would enter the battlefield,
yeah, these
sacrifice a swamp or
bury it.
Bury it.
pull it up for the stream.
Tap it, add a black to your mana pool. Or tap it, sack a swamp, add 4 black to your mana pool.
Yep.
Problem is he didn't have a swamp, so
Yeah.
it's probably not something you want to do.
I mean, you do play for Urborg, so you can. It's easier to sack a swamp. It's just kind of like an uncounterable Dark Ritual.
This is interesting, right? So he has a Surgical Extraction in his hand,
Okay.
but then he has a Surgical Extraction on the top of his library as well.
Did he leave it there?
He left it.
Okay. So I mean, he could be trying to go for the longer game plan with the Grave Titan. Oh, but he's shuffling.
But he's shuffling.
Ooh.
And Gabe revealed a Chancellor of the Annex to start the game. So his first spell is going to get countered. But the good thing here is that I believe he does also have a Thoughtseize. And then I do believe he also has a Dark Ritual. So he could just run Thoughtseize into that trigger and then use the Surgical Extraction to take out whatever Gabe's going to try and reanimate. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's game over right there.
Not sure what he's searching for. He passed the Scrubland, so you can either grab a Swamp or a Scrubland here.
I think you grab the Scrubland because pretty sure Gabe's not running Wasteland.
Nope.
That'd be a very odd Reanimator deck.
Yeah. That's not in their plan.
So he's got Grave Titan, Surgical Extraction, Dark Ritual.
I mean, if he does nothing to,
Thoughtseize.
he can still pay the 2 life with the for the Surgical Extraction and pay the 1.
Yeah.
So he doesn't necessarily have to run the Thoughtseize into it.
Yeah, I think that's what you do, in my opinion. Because if you waste your Thoughtseize right now, then obviously that you're down a card there, and you don't actually get any benefit.
Mm-hmm. And it still covers the counter unless you pay 1 clause for the first spell. So you've stolen a Dryad Arbor with a Reanimate. Earlier today, I stole a Mother of Runes.
So he doesn't actually lose the life if Thoughtseize doesn't actually resolve.
Yeah, it counters it.
So he did cast the Thoughtseize anyway.
Okay.
So what is the card that's on the bottom card in his hand? Is that another Thoughtseize? Do you have a lower 1 Thoughtseize in there?
I don't have lower 1 Thoughtseize.
Okay.
They're all Theros.
All right, so here comes a Faithless Looting off of Badlands from Gabe. He's going to draw 2, discard 2. And it looks like one of those is he's got Unmask, Exhume Gristlebrand, he's Animate Dead. He's going to put Gristlebrand and Chancellor into the graveyard, I believe. That's exactly what that is.
Yep.
And I don't believe he has a Petal. I can't tell. So we'll see.
Now, is Gabe going to unmask Tim here? Oh no, wait on the Surgical Extraction. You want to target the one that he cast with his reanimation spell.
Uh-oh. Maybe there's a conversation here. Maybe Gabe said unmask you or something like that, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I was asking if you saw the unmasked it, like... Ooh.
That's awkward, right? Because he does. Not only does he not have priority, but if Gabe wants to allow him to do that, then he can go ahead and take the Gristlebrand and.
As far as Yard Order goes, Gabe is playing around Bone Dancer, playing right into Phyrexian Furnace. Okay, so exile Gristlebrand. We get to look at... And so he does have another Entomb, an Animate Dead, and Exhume. And is that a Dark Ritual on the end?
Yeah, that is Dark Ritual.
Foil? Okay.
So, Animate Dead, Exhume, Unmask, Dark Writ.
So he has the turn 2. which is another reason why, like, I don't like thought seizing into that.
Yep. Yeah, you know, again, I hate to come back to it, but I
Yeah.
think it's just inexperience with the deck here.
For
Cause,
sure.
um,
He'll get better. But we put him on camera because
What?
it's my sweet deck, and he went 2-0 in the last round. So
Yep. Now he's just kind of going through the deck to see what he needs to play around from that point on.
is he only playing 3 Gristlebrand?
Looked like 3. He may have taken
Okay.
one of those out.
Okay.
Because I don't think that I think you always play 4.
Yeah.
At least in your main deck. And if you took one out, that's interesting.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna unmask you.
And we got Entomb, Dark Writ, and Grave Titan. So,
Not much
what do you
left.
think he takes here?
He's gonna take that Sweet Entomb or the Dark Ritual. He's not putting that Grave Titan in the graveyard unless he wants it.
Yeah. I think 110% you take the Entomb.
Yeah.
Because now he doesn't have a creature, and Gabe has an Exhume, and he drew
He drew the other
surgical anyway.
Oh man.
Didn't he shuffle?
He did shuffle.
Well, that's one way to do it.
That's cool.
No thinking here.
He's got some Bob Wan luck.
Yes.
Because that was his other out, is get rid of your things, but wait until he casts a reanimation spell targeting the thing. So you can just
Nope, don't you do it.
don't do it.
Don't you do it.
No! He's doing it!
Well, he did it. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
We told
Well,
you
he did
not
it.
to. Top deck land and cast animate on Titan. He doesn't need land. He's got an actual reanimate. Or he's got Dark Ritual, Entomb, and Exhume. Or not Entomb.
Exhume and animate.
Exhume and animate dead. Those are the words I was looking for. Thank you, Corey.
So, Gabe here needs something, right? He has animate dead, so if Tim, if he gets a thought seize, he can get him, right? So he Dark Writs, thought seizes, animate dead's his Grave Titan because he knows he's got a Grave Titan in his hand.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. 100% then take the Titan? No. Draws Scrubland. Okay. So we are...
So he's got Dark Writ and Grave Titan.
He's got 4 mana currently.
So he needs 2 more to get going.
So just a pass here. What does Gabe draw?
Looks like a Grave Titan of his own and an Unmask. There it is. There it is. Unmask him.
Yep. Get that Grave Titan.
Yep.
Cast your animate dead. Make zombies.
He could also unmask himself. But I don't think you do that. I think you just unmask Tim because it takes one out of his hand.
What was his draw last turn?
Who?
For Gabe.
Grave Titan.
Oh. Grave Titan of his own. Ah, if you're going to animate dead something, you might as well get theirs.
Yeah. Then it's not in their graveyard.
Yep. I'm going to take your Grave Titan.
Make 2 zombies.
I've got the sweet Krishna zombies in my
Put
deck
9
box.
power on the battlefield.
It doesn't get -1/-0.
Yeah,
Right.
9 power.
Oh, yeah, because Titan's a 6/6.
Yeah.
Draw.
That's kind of a sweet little zombie token over there. You got the foil one,
The double-sided, and then...
and then whatever that other one is.
Looks like an altar on one of the Almond Cat tokens.
Could be pretty sweet, actually. So, Tim drew Elishnorn, it looks like.
That's no good.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I mean, it would be good if he could get into play against those zombies, but
Yeah.
you still gotta Grave Titan crashing in. Oh man, Gabe with all the sweet zombie tokens. Did we see Borstal 1987? I want to start playing again if I buy a pre-made Planeswalker deck and a deck builder's toolkit. Is that a good way to start? That's the way a lot of people get started. I think the best way to get started playing Magic is, it looks like you drew another Grave Titan, is actually drafting. And just going and drafting at your store each week and starting to build a collection that way. Maybe get the Planeswalker deck to show yourself how to familiarize yourself with the mechanics of Magic.
Sure.
And then drafts, you can start building your collection up a little bit.
So I started playing Magic 5 or 6 years ago, and I got started playing Magic because I had a friend who also played, and we just built, whatever decks from the cards that he got. And part of how he got his collection was buying those deck builders toolkits. So we bought a whole bunch of deck builders toolkits, and I think that they're kind of a sweet thing for new players, because you get packs, and so you get the thrill of opening packs, you get lands, and then you also get a bunch of cards that are usually pretty good for standard, right? So depending on what you're wanting to get into, you can get into those deck builders toolkits. I think they're an awesome tool, and for the price, they're super helpful for new players.
Cool. All aboard the gravy train. Yeah, he got gravy trained. Just standard casual, no tournaments. Yeah, I mean, then definitely that's probably a good way to go to start at the kitchen table.
Yeah, I would definitely get the deck builders toolkits over the Planeswalker decks. The Planeswalker decks are a good way to practice a deck that's already built for you, and you can kind of take some of the way that they build their deck. You get an example of how to build a deck, right? But it's also, one thing I love about Magic is that it's a creative game. You can really play whatever you want. You can brew up a certain deck. I would buy those toolkits because it allows you to explore that side of it, where you get to create something for yourself. And then if you want to start honing your skill, it also lets you build a collection. And then when you start wanting to hone your skills, then that's where I think that draft where draft comes in, and you get to spend some time, deck building. You also get to have that competitive format, and you get to build your collection all at once, and that's
and it helps you analyze cards too. It starts that process going of saying, oh, this is a good card, this is not as good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people, they lose that deck building. They don't usually explore that as much anymore, because
the internet's so vast, and
the internet's vast, and all the decks are there, and it's easy to say, okay, well, I'm just going to buy this deck that I want to play. It's going to cost me a couple grand, but I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And then I'll just play that, and then you don't really get to understand what's happening with other decks, or what maybe could make your deck better. But yeah.
Hey, that's what you did with Vengevine.
Yeah, sometimes you just buy cards too. I was watching SEG this last weekend, and they had the Modern tournament, and I watched this guy, I can't remember his name, JGR or something like that, but he cast turn 1 Faithless Looting, discarded 2 Vengevines, then he cycled the Street Wraith, and cast Hollow One. Then he cast Hollow One again.
And triggered the Vengevine.
For free. And then triggered the 2 Vengevines and attacked for 8.
That's gross. Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that deck plays Faithless Looting and, what is it, Cathartic Union as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. I actually went home and I brewed up the deck. Kind of this along the same lines, but without green. And I'm playing Death Shadow instead of Goblin Guide. And
that's pretty good, because your life total kind of dwindles. Like you can with your fetch lands, you can kind of make it
Yeah.
low enough for Death Shadow.
So I'm playing the fetch lands, and you also have Street Wraiths, right?
Yep.
So it's not as it's not as grindy as some of the Death Shadow decks that you have now. It's more of an aggro deck. But you get to put things into your graveyard really fast, and things that you want to, and then when you can cast on turn 2, when you can cast like double Death Shadow or something like that, and bring back Vengevines, it's like
That's gross.
that's really
Because
good.
the deck also plays Teamer Battle Rages, right?
Yeah,
So you're already doing that like kind of combo-y,
yeah,
like make a big Death Shadow Teamer Battle Rage.
yep. So he was playing the
The monkeys, right?
monkeys, and then he was also playing Become Immense.
Uh-huh.
But I forego the green, so he was playing 2 Battle Rage and 3 Become Immense. But I think you can play 4 Battle Rage and play Vexing Devil,
Oh, okay.
which
That does enter.
also triggers your triggers your Vengevines when it enters anyway, even if they decide to kill it. And then it also is a 4/3 for Teamer Battle Rage. So you can just play 4 Teamer Battle Rage.
That's cool.
Just make it a little more consistent. Yeah,
I
we'll
like
see.
that.
I'll have to test it out. We'll see if it's any good.
Cool.
But yeah, Jesse, with the Reanimator decks, I'd probably say at least 2 show up.
Yeah.
We have, let's see, there's 4 or 5 players that actually own the deck, but a couple of them like to switch it up every week, and they don't always play it. And then they also don't all show up at the same time. So I would
Sure.
say there's usually about 2, maybe 3. This Reanimator Depths deck, that one is
That's a Pat
it's
special.
new.
Yep.
But it's Pat specials, and we haven't had it actually playing on our Tuesday nights because it's a new deck.
Yeah.
Just finished it, right?
Just finished it today. Yeah, someone came in and sold us it's like they had a Front of the Vault lore box, and I was like, I looked at Brian, and I gave him the like, buy that.
Yeah. Gave him the finger.
Yeah, I
need
didn't give him a finger because that was pretty obvious, but like, that was like my
You gave him
like,
the wink?
That would like, see this? Get the thing.
The eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a full set of Front of the Vault lore.
Sure.
So
Okay.
got that last.
Sorry, we don't have a backup match again.
Yeah, it was Paul
because-
versus let's see, Rafferty.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff on Jeff's on Maverick. Paul was playing lands.
Yep.
So I figured that match would go longer, but I took a peek and they were done.
Yeah.
He must have had a quick merit lage.
That's one of those matches that I've definitely played, Maverick style decks against lands a few times, and you need 4 Leyline of the Void. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have a chance, because if they get Loam on line and you're playing Maverick,
Yeah, there's nothing you can. There's not much interaction.
there's not much you can do.
It's like even with Deathrite Shaman, they've got like the Punishing Fire. They've got so many answers, and it's just so recursive, and grindy that.
Yep. They take out your dudes, and then Scavenging Ooze is a good card against them, but it also does Punishing Fire. So unless you have it really early, or you can strip their hand before and play that. Sometimes depending on which version of Maverick it is, if they play all the Swords to Plowshares, which generally that's how it is, especially if they're playing like Mom or something.
Yeah.
But if that is the version, then you have ways to kill Merit Liege, but when they gain 20 life and then they recur it and do it again, there's no chance of you racing that clock.
Yeah, you're still beating their wastelands because you're just buying back your lands.
Yeah.
All their the only thing they have going for them is Caracas, but in the lands deck you've got Wasteland and Ghost Quarters.
Yeah.
So it kind of you can attack all their hate pretty easily.
Yeah, you really have to surprise them with the Caracas, but you can't really do that in that deck. It's one of those, okay, well, if you're not going to attack with your Knight and you're going to go get Caracas, then I'm just going to win anyway, because
you're just going to sit there with a Knight.
You're going to sit there with a Knight instead of attack me.
Just cast Show and Tell. You should be totally fine. It's a lot of animated. My sideboard doesn't have room for 4 Leyline. Yeah,
Jesse, your deck... I mean, Show and Tell is a very good deck, and you play it very well, but Show and Tell at our meta is not a great choice, to be honest with you.
Now there's way too many like Taxes style prison decks.
Yeah, there's a lot of Taxes decks. There's not actually Death and Taxes anymore. There's not a ton of those
Yeah,
anymore.
I haven't seen. I think like who was it? Matthew Hacking was on Death and Taxes. He moved. He moved off that.
He moved to Allure.
Lurin. Snow was on it for a minute.
He hated it.
He hated it exactly. Paul was playing Death and Taxes, but he got the stuff for lands. Now he's playing lands all the time.
He's playing slams.
What else? I'm trying to think who else. Jeff used to be on Death and Taxes as well. He's moved over to Maverick.
Mm-hmm. Matt. There's a guy, Matt, and maybe it's not Matt. He ended up top 4ing the Legacy event. That was the big Legacy event that you guys had here, the $35 one. I can't remember his name actually. I should know. I talked to him quite a bit. But he's on Death and Taxes, and he's like the only one that I know that's still playing it, but I don't see him very often.
And who? I think it's Alan, right?
Alan. That's right, Alan.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to think of who like top 4'd that day.
That's exactly who it is.
Yeah, Alan's still on Taxes. So, but yeah, he's not here every week.
Yeah, Lands and Maverick seemed like an easy one, and that's one of the things that like there's some Storm players as well. So Storm, I feel like Storm's pretty good against Sneak and Show. It's not. I wouldn't say it's super favored, but I would say that it's probably in Storm's favor. I tested that matchup before we started today and did pretty well against it.
That's good. You beat Storm a lot online.
Yeah. You kind of have to play. You kind of have to build your deck in a way that you beat Storm, and you can. You know, the more spell piercers that you play, the better you're going to be. But they do have duress.
Is the Sneak and Show better against stuff like Storm, or is like the Omnitail Mono Blue better against something like Storm?
The Omnitail Mono Blue is better against Storm.
Just because they have more counter spells and they're not trying the sneak attack plan.
More counter spells, and they just, I mean, they can take an extra turn with Emrakul, right? They get to cast their spells, chain things together a little bit more. Where, you know, the sneak attack plan, if you Gristlebrand them, you're probably good. If you Emrakul, there's been plenty of times where I've been able to still win through an Emrakul. An Emrakul attacks me, trigger, attack all my lands.
Yeah.
The next turn I play a land, Petal, Diamond, Writ.
Yeah.
Go off.
Yeah, sure. Your worst matchup is simply your Animator? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like you said, four ley lines at this shop. Everyone loves their graveyards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's like night decks,
Mm-hmm.
and Leyline's really good against them. There's a lot of Reanimator decks. Leyline's great against them. The Lands deck, Leyline's great against the Lands deck.
Yep.
I mean, I can't. It's actually good against Storm. We just talked about Storm.
Yeah.
Storm
Storm doesn't have a graveyard, so they have to go do it all.
Yeah, their Cabal rituals are less good without Threshold.
Sure.
They can't go past in Flames. They have to chain all the spells together themselves.
And
usually they'd have to win through Ad Nauseam at that point.
Yeah, and find it naturally without. I mean, I guess you could Infernal Tutor for it as your last part. Yeah.
Usually have to win through with Ad Nauseam at that point.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think what else.
Yeah, I mean, Leyline's good against. I mean, if you look at like Nate's deck, right?
Yeah.
He's playing the Ramunap Excavator deck.
Yeah.
He gets to play all those lands from his graveyard. Not that that's the best.
It's incidental value,
but you know, throwing one in there is not going to hurt either.
How much Dredge is there? I think Caleb has Dredge, and he switches off between Dredge and Eldrazi.
Yeah.
It just depends on the week what he wants to play.
Yeah, that's the thing about, you know, I could tell you all of these things, and the next week it's going to be totally different.
Yeah.
You know, I was playing, 1 week I was playing like a blue-white, like prison-y, counter-y deck. I was playing like a Stoneblade with like Judge's Familiars and Meddling Mages, and just taxing probes, so you probe them, and then you know what's the name with your Meddling Mage, and they can't cast it.
Sure.
And that deck was really good that week. I played against some combo decks. Sneak and Show was a buy. And then the next week, I played against a whole bunch of Deathblade decks. And the Deathblade is a bad matchup for that deck. So the next week, I brought the week after that, I brought Night Loam because I played against 3 Deathblade decks the week before. And then when I brought my Night Loam deck, I played against Reanimator, Storm, and Reanimator. So, like...
Which is like, I don't have game because I don't have Force. Like...
Yeah. Had a Chalice, so I beat the Storm deck.
Sure.
But the Reanimator deck, it's too good if you don't have the ley lines.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty diverse field.
Yeah, and most of the players who have a deck they can play, they have a deck or they have 2 decks that they can play. And so they'll play one deck one week, and then the next week they'll move on to, you know, their other deck, or maybe they stay the same, and you just don't know. So it's hard to... It's a very healthy metagame, you know, where you can kind of, you know, metagame for it, but everybody has a couple of decks, so they can play different ones.
And yeah, we're also pretty tight here too. A lot of guys we're all friends. So, like, I saw one week Jeff was borrowing Gabe's Reanimator deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
yeah, so
we
you
borrowed
just don't know.
decks. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out. There hasn't been a deck that just takes it down every week here.
Yeah.
You have to either switch it up and hope that that's how it is, or, you know, have good matchups or play well.
Yeah. There was a good stretch of time where Paul, when he was playing Death and Taxes, it felt like every week he was like in the top 2 or top of the tables. But yeah, because Death and Taxes was really well positioned and he was a good pilot with it. So.
Yeah.
Squeeze a Cage back in your board. Cage is good.
Yeah, Cage is a very good card. Modern, it's pretty amazing if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe less good in Legacy than it is in Modern, but that's not to say that it's not a good card in Legacy as well.
Cool. Well, looks like we've got a little bit more time here. Let's go back into the spoilers. Let's talk about this guy.
Sure.
There we go. All right.
So we've got this card here, Alms Collector.
Yep.
There's a lot of buzz about this card because it's kind of like a Notion Thief where, you know, if your opponents cast Brainstorm and you cast this in response, they draw a card, put 2 back on top, and you draw a card. And that seems really good, and it doesn't die to Lightning Bolt.
Yep.
But I don't know how prevalent Lightning Bolt necessarily is in Legacy, as much as it is in Modern.
It's kind of lost a lot of its value. And your Delver decks, like your blue-red Delver, like kind of burn decks, still play it. But you've got much better removal with Swords, Plowshares, and other just unconditional, just kill your thing.
Yeah. Well, when somebody's running around with Merit Liege, and they Merit Liege you, and you look at your Lightning Bolt and think, oh, well, this is an awesome card.
This card's so good.
Yeah, so, but a 3/4 for 4, I mean, it's okay. I probably would not play it, to be honest with you. I'd rather play a Palace Jailer or something. But you know, you can make a case for it, drawing a card.
Yeah.
But if an opponent would draw 2 or more cards, that's when it comes into play. So it only really hits Brainstorm.
Yeah.
So if somebody's going to, you know, cast...
They can still ponder.
They can still ponder. They can still actually have Baleful Strix or those kind of things. And I would rather just have the Spirit of the Labyrinth.
Anytime you can say Flash Cat or Flash Panther, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Flash Cat?
Flash Cat.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. No thanks. I'll pass. But I can tell you that there's another card, there's another cat that's a little bit less flashy. But I read it today.
This one here?
And I actually think that this card...
Because it's on 3.
Now, this card...
This card's great.
This card's great.
So this is the Stalking Leonin. When he enters the battlefield, you secretly choose an opponent. In Legacy, it's kind of like, I wonder who I'm choosing. And then reveal the player you chose, exile target creature that's attacking you if it's controlled by the chosen player. So yeah, with the Vial on 3, you can get their Merit Liege or their Griselbrand or what have you.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you can get those either way, right? You don't even really want to get Gristlebrand because they're just going to draw 7 more cards and get you that way, right? But I think this card, man, it's a little bit exciting because it is a 3-mana
3/3.
3/3, but it's a 3-mana spell that kills a creature and is a creature that has a decent clock on it, and that's something that's better than the 3/4 in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, actual removal is pretty good. 4 formatting is activated with keyword at, when, or whenever.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can get Emrakul after she annihilates.
Or before she annihilates, technically.
Well, it does have to be attacking.
Well, yeah, the trigger goes on the stack.
Yeah.
So.
But you can still take care of an Emrakul.
Yeah, you can take care of an Emrakul.
So, all right. Yeah, that card is pretty sweet.
Card's sweet. Being able to have a creature, that's one of those things where I just drool over, putting that into play after like Collected Company or something.
Oh yeah. Oh geez. That is
Right.
a 3-mana costing, so you can put it into play with Company.
So I mean, that's less good in something like Legacy.
Sure.
My name's not Ian Stott, so I'm not playing Collected Company in Legacy. But
He was playing that. Was it last week?
a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think this Hungry Lynx is also a card that's pretty exciting.
This is
pretty
cool.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a Legacy card, but
I'm excited.
in Commander, man, that card seems nuts.
Yeah, like in a multiplayer game when like all your opponents are getting these 1/1 Death Touch rats, so it makes all their other blocks and like combat really bad, and your guys just get bigger as long as you have the Hungry Link still out. Pretty decent.
Yeah.
So cats you control protection from rats. Then at the beginning of your end step, target opponent creates a 1/1 black rat creature token with Death Touch. Whenever a rat dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control.
I want to put counters on my cats.
Yeah.
I just like
It
cats.
kind of rolls off the tongue, counters cats.
Counters cats. I think Wizards realized that
There's a
they
huge
have
following.
not printed enough cat tribal cards, and so they're
true.
like, you know what? There's not enough cat tribal.
We gotta do it in a
and
Commander
people
deck.
love kittens. So let's get on the train here. People watch. They watch all those stupid cat videos, right?
Yeah, right?
You ever seen those?
Taking over the internet.
Yeah, they just want to capitalize on that.
I think, like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's Mikey had that line where he's like, "It's a cat playing chopsticks with chopsticks."
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Oh man, people like
In
cats.
fact, when we go to break here,
Yeah, sure.
we're just gonna throw up cat videos.
Ooh, that is. Oh, that's tempting. I gotta figure out how to do that.
We should do a cat video and then just put a Johnny's head on the cats.
Edit that in.
So as they're playing with their ball of yarn and looking all
like-
cute, it's like a Johnny with
Arr.
an eye patch and scars, and he's just like,
Grr.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I will donate that with a harmless offering if it has a cat on it.
I like that.
Whoa. What?
60
Cat facts. Cat facts. Estimated that cats make over
Say
60.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, I can't. I was already having trouble the first time with it.
Cat facts.
Yeah. It is estimated that cats can make over 60 different sounds. Please note cat videos. Oh, it would be catastrophic. Catastrophic.
I see what you did there, Jesse.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Jesse got it.
It would be very catastrophic.
This seems pretty cool. This one here.
We need a cat bot.
Catbot, MTG Pot, and Catbot
Yeah, just a cat bot.
doing it together. Catatonic. Praise MTG Pot for Cat Facts. Yeah. It's
Territorial Hellkite.
Yeah.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent.
At random.
That Territorial Hellkite didn't attack during your last combat. That doesn't seem very good. Terra Haircut attacks that player if chose if able. If you can't choose an opponent this way,
Oh, tap it? Never mind. I saw like 4 mana 6/5. It was like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty good.
That seems.
But
bad.
then like once you got into the ability,
Let's attack you for 6. Sweet. And then let's tap my Hellkite the next turn because I attacked you last turn.
yep.
You could play like extra turns.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like extra turns, and that's how you get there.
it does exert itself every time it attacks, kinda. But it's a 6/5. That's pretty big.
Without the Flame Tongue Kavu on tacked on.
Yeah. I love Glorybringer. The card's so sweet.
Yeah, the card's pretty sweet. I have to say, it is pretty sweet.
Now this card's pretty cool too. It's a combo piece with the Locust God.
As Kindred Discovery enters the battlefield, choose creature type. Whenever a creature you control of that chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks. Oh, yeah.
Draw a card.
Draw your deck.
Yeah, draw your deck.
Yeah. The old 10 mana combo.
For sure. It's actually 11. I think the Locust God is 6.
6?
Yeah. And you have to have like a lab man in play to make that work.
Yeah. Commander, thank you.
Yay for tribal stuff.
Do you see that Shared Animosity card? Have you seen that?
What does it do?
It does. It's a 2 colorless and a red, and it's an enchantment. And whenever a creature attacks, it gets +1/+0 for each other attacking creature that shares a creature type with it.
Is it an older like when it's not a new card?
I think it's Morningtide.
What's it called?
Shared Animosity. But this card went from being like $2 maybe a month ago, and since Locust God came out, it went up.
Yeah, that guy's really warping a lot of
1,000%.
a lot of prices across the board. All right, guess other attacking creatures shares a type with it. Yeah, there's been a lot of like some of the Wither stuff from like Shadowmoor has seen a lot more like spiking because
because of the counters
the Scorpion God synergy.
with the Vizier of Remedies and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. This is always going to happen with Magic, and I think that's the great part about Magic is that this card has never been. Nobody ever played this card. It wasn't heard of. It wasn't very good. And then they print something like Locust God, who in a vacuum really isn't that powerful. But in Commander, if he's your commander and you play him and you make a bunch of locusts, and then you have something like this that just ends the game.
Sure. Yeah.
So
they print something new. That's kind of why we look at these like Commander spoilers, because sometimes they're like not necessarily the best, but you can find stuff sometimes like True Name Nemesis or Containment Priest.
Well,
that, like,
I think those ones are like objectively powerful. Like they're just powerful cards, and you can tell that right off the bat. But sometimes you see cards that are not quite as good, but they have
synergize with something else.
Yeah, great synergy with something else, and that makes it makes something go up. Like a weird enchantment from Morningtide that makes your locusts attack to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Shared Animosity, what else? Mana Echoes went up a ton. You got a colorless mana to your mana pool when one enters.
I was because I look at the MTG Finance quite a bit. And I look at it every day, and I like to see what's going up and what's kind of staying the same. I really like that. Sometimes it surprises me, and most of the time the things that surprise me are the cards that are they synergize with something in Commander. Because Commander is a synergy format.
Sure.
Really, that's that's what it is, right? You kind of take a ability like Reanimation, and you run with it, and you say, I'm going to make like a Reanimation type of deck.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to make a draw cards deck, or a counters deck, or a tribal.
I want to do this.
I want to do this thing and make it good. And I like that exists in Magic. I don't play it as much, but I like that it exists because it you get to see some of the interactions that people come up with the great history that Magic has, and that's the thing that makes Magic so amazing to me, is that it's been around for what, 22 years, 3 years,
Cool. Coming up on 25.
25 years, yeah, 25 years, and still going strong, still printing. And this card that got printed 15 years ago, and it's been in bulk rare
Bulk
boxes
bins, and now it's
forever, and now
$20.
$20.
Jeez. What site do you use for? Do you just go to MTG Stocks?
I like to look at MTG stocks a little bit. I also like to I use Goldfish quite a bit too.
Okay.
Goldfish has like their movers.
Sure.
Movers
The
and
ones
shakers,
that made
I think they call them.
the best, the highest growth and sure.
Yeah, and I saw that deck on the Modern Tournament on Saturday, and from there I went and purchased Vengevines after I saw the disgusting things that they were doing with those Vengevines, and then I saw later on that day that Vengevines went up $10.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But
people like me.
You were able to catch it though before the bump.
The spike.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I did, but I've done that before where I saw something on camera and I was like, wow, I gotta get that. So I go out and buy it, and then it spikes, and then the retailers that you find on like TCG or something, they
try and go back on it.
Yeah, they say, oh, sorry, we were out of that card, and then you're like, great, thanks.
Sure, thanks, man.
You just want to make your extra $10, and you're not going to because they've already spiked.
Yeah. You can still get value. Like you can still pick up some of those, like sell some of those spiked cards, but it's just better, customer service and like to sell it at the regular rate what it was.
I think so too.
Like you were already happy about selling it at this price before.
You committed to selling it at that price.
That too.
So. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we need to take a bathroom break, maybe.
Well, let's see. What do we have out there?
See what our... Okay. I think we're actually back in it.
All right. Well, we got round 3 coming up now.
Yeah.
And so let's go to it.
Okay, so here I think we see this Noah, who's...
It looks like
it's
that's
Golia.
Nate.
Yep.
Against Josh.
Oh, Josh is on Blue White. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is a sweet match. I want to watch this. It's always good to watch Josh on Blue White decks.
Sorry that we didn't go straight to it.
Yeah.
We need to be a little bit better about getting to the match that's happening.
Yeah.
But here comes a Entreat the Angels. I'm pretty sure that's going to spell Bad News Bears for Nate.
So this deck... Nate is dead? Yes. Looks like he's dead. He's got...
6 Angels.
That's a lot of angels.
6 Angels is a lot of angels.
So, bounce your token. Crunch for 2. I don't think there's a board wipe
Down to 3.
that can actually take the... Yeah, so Nate's going to clean up there. Or Shay's going to... Not Shay. Why is it still... There. Put Josh in. Josh. On Blue White. Checking for Chalice on 16. Yeah. No Chalice on 16.
It'd be 10, but you're right.
16 Chalice. He's right. So we'll throw Josh a 1 there. Let's get rid of that. So player's gonna sideboard here. What's Josh want to do?
Cast Entreat the Angels.
I mean, yeah. Card's pretty sweet.
if your opponent is playing green and you cast Entreat the Angels, I think the win match percentage there is like
98%?
98% win for the Entreat the Angels.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing in green that can really just deal with that. I mean, he has black. Sure, like let's talk about the corner cases. Like he could have like Sever the Bloodline or
Like Damnation.
I mean, he could have Damnation, but Damnation's like not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have Toxic Deluge, but then he could just force it. Maelstrom Pulse, yeah. Actually, Maelstrom Pulse is probably a good one.
Pulse is a good answer. That's probably like the best like possible
Sure.
answer.
Pulse is probably the best answer. Deed he could have, but
Mm-hmm.
Deed's something he does not want to be blowing up when he plays out Thorn of Amethyst and Chalice of the Void on 2, or for 2 different Chalice of the Voids and all the permanents that Nate's playing. Deed's probably not what he wants to be doing.
Big thanks for sure.
But that's exactly what Nate or what Josh wants to do is cast and treat the Angels. He just wants to deal. He doesn't necessarily have to deal with permanents like Chalice of the Void.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times he can win by just playing out a Monastery Mentor, and even though his Brainstorm gets countered, he makes a token and then he just gets in there. And I don't think Nate's playing a lot of board wipes, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
I do know that Nate is playing Chokes from that first match that we watched.
Yeah.
So Choke is a card that's probably very good against Josh. Not backbreaking, like he still has Unexpectedly Absent, so he could put it back into his deck and then untap his lands by just having planes open. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's game over, but it is a very good card against him, so we'll see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
But my money is on the Miracles deck in this matchup.
Yeah, Josh plays a lot of basics in his Miracles decks.
He sure does.
Like that's something that they're always doing.
Yeah,
so.
Nate's really trying to kind of wasteland lock his opponents to play like a fast Chalice, and then hope that that's enough to let him grind out the game with something like Garruk Relentless or I don't know, Dryad Arbor and
Smuggler's Copter.
Smuggler's Copter.
Or Dryad Arbor and a Ramen Activator. Excavator seems pretty good if you can keep it to stick around. I can create like a Ghost Quarter Lock.
Yeah, but just like you said, he is playing a bunch of basics. So, and it looks like Nate's got Mox Diamond here, discarding a Dryad Arbor, and then he's going to play a Wasteland, and then he's going to play Chalice on 1. And there's a Force. Force of Will and a Ponder. So
Swords and Plowshares.
now Josh can cast his Ponders.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a Force and a Brainstorm on top. Can't imagine he's going to... Well, there it goes.
He must have...
That's true. That's probably right. He does need to shuffle, and he looks like in his hand he's Unexpectedly Absent as well, and the Terminus. He probably just wants to... maybe he just wants to hit his land drops.
Ooh, Predict there. Now, Predict
it's exactly it. He needs to hit his land drops.
Ah, yeah.
And got wastelanded. So Josh has 0 lands.
Oh, no.
No lands in hand, and none on the battlefield. So we'll see how this bodes for Nate here.
He's got to have some pretty live draws.
Well, he does have another... let's see.
Look like he brought in Ratchet Bomb for those Angels.
Yep. Say go. He does have another Ponder and a Snapcaster and a Swords, but here we go.
Yeah. Josh is known for playing very quickly, but...
And a Brainstorm.
He's very deliberate with what he does, so it's not like he's speeding through things without, thinking through them. He's very good.
So I wonder what he named with that Phyrexian Revoker. I wonder if he named like Flooded Strand or something so that he could maybe keep Josh off more
more mana denial.
Mana.
That would be a pretty good name.
I would love that. I think that's sweet. Looks like Nate does have a Green Sun there, and I think he's got to cast that Green Sun, Zenith. I think you want to cast it even for 1 or 0. Make another land drop. Looks like he's got Engineered Explosives as well. So he's got all the hate for the Angels, but Josh Josh really needs land, and he did draw a land and another one. So, and Nate really hasn't made him pay for it.
Sure. He's been just crunching for 2 with this Revoker, but it hasn't.
But here comes the City of Traders.
Naming lands with Revoker is strong. Yeah. Green Sun for 3.
Green Sun for 3.
Cool. So you can go get... Nope.
Yep. No thanks. He probably would have got Ramanap so that he could keep blocking him.
Yep.
But that's not going to happen. One thing about drawing cards and not having lands is that you have plenty of gas for Force of Will.
Yeah, and you have lots to do when you do get those lands.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the flood versus screw argument.
I don't mind Josh actually keeping that hand just because he had the Ponder, and then he had the Force of Will for like the early interaction. But it is interesting.
Revoker is non-land?
Oh, you're right. I always forget. I always get that mixed up with the Pithing Needle.
Yeah.
So I wonder what he named. Probably Jace. Titania.
Ooh, this is a spicy one. Josh is going to read it, and we will too. I also play this in the Gitrog Monster as well.
Yeah, so Titania is super good.
It's spicy.
Gets to put a land back in play. As it leaves the battlefield, he's going to get another 5/3.
Come on.
And with the sack the wasteland on the stack, Josh is going to brainstorm.
Okay.
So Josh does have a predict in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be able to know what he's putting back on top of his deck, and he can predict them away. But I think this is going to be a rough one for...
Now, he still has his
here.
City of Traders, so it doesn't trigger when it gets... It's when a land is played, not when a land's put into the battlefield. Is that the wording on that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I believe it's when it's in the battlefield.
Let's look up City of Traders.
I think he missed it right there. And
he could have had another 5/3.
Yeah, he should have had another 5/3.
When you play another land. Okay, so Titania puts it onto the battlefield, but you have to play your land drop for the turn to trigger the City of Traders. So Nate evens it up. Ooh. Where did the round? There it is. Evens it up 1-1.
Man, Titania, that seems good.
Yeah, that's spicy.
And I'm sure Josh is pissed that he kept that one lander hand weak to wasteland.
Yeah. The black-green deck is doing a lot of like mana denial stuff. Like he saw the chalices and like the thorn.
Mm-hmm.
So
he did have the Force of Will, so
it's probably an okay keep, just like blind. Like I've got these ponders.
It's okay.
And stuff. I play a lot of basics, but they're back into it.
Okay, I like that. Reset fast. And looking at Nate's hand, I see a lot of white borders.
How are you on that? Do you care too much about the border, or?
No, I don't care about the border.
That's good.
You know, it's fun when you go to those GPs and you see somebody who's white bordered their deck.
Oh, like taking the blacking off?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I saw this guy. He had white border deck, and it was he had what was it? Unlimited duels. So they were black.
And he made them white?
He made them white.
Oh no. Oh, that...
Or not, maybe it wasn't unlimited. I think they might have been beta duels or something like that. It was a little bit cringeworthy.
Yeah, I'm like...
But his
cringing up over here.
But his whole deck was...
The only time I've seen someone like white border a card was like a waste for standard. He plays his other basics white bordered.
Mm-hmm.
So like something stupid like a little wastes card for colorless mana.
Well,
Unlimited's our white border? Yeah.
you're right. I think that they were actually
Maybe.
beta lands. Beta duels.
That's even cringier.
Yeah, it's kind of cringy. But it also looks very cool.
I mean, it probably looks good. I see people also doing the Boardifies.
Is that down to 3 or is that 4?
I think he's got 4.
I think that's 3.
Oh, that's 3 cards. So he's got a force, blue card, and a land. It doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah, that's probably game. I don't think that's a force. I think that's a back to basics. Could be wrong. I think it's back to basics.
Huh. So let's ponder.
White land, Terminus, and Brainstorm.
Yeah, so probably putting the white land on top, Brainstorm, and then Terminus. Is that how you stack that?
I put white land on top, Brainstorm, Terminus.
Yeah. Discard.
Chalice
Chalice
on
on one, and
GG.
he's just done. That's a fortunate way to end that one. Thank you, Captain QC, for the salt.
That is a lot of salt.
Yeah, that really is an unfortunate way to end this match because like that second game looked really good, like having Nate even it up.
Yeah, and then Nate having Chalice and Choke and a turn 1. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into it. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the other matchup.
Yeah.
It looks like it's Paul with lands
Against Gabe.
against Gabe with Reanimator.
Yep. All right. Ben Chalice. No.
Ben Mulligans to 3.
That seems good. Lands versus Gabe and Reanimator. This is round 3. Not too sure what game it is. So Gabe has a Grave Titan with 2 zombies. Wonder if Paul has the Glacial Chasm.
He does have a Tabernacle.
There's a Tabernacle. That
And I like how Paul put the Tabernacle out front, as if it was a creature or something that he could just, it's separate from the rest of his cards.
Sure.
He does have exploration, so let's return some lands with that Life from the Loam, play Dark Depths, and maybe get there.
Looks like he's already got one on the battlefield. He
Oh,
might
yep.
be taking down the ice counters on that. Those are fun cards? Oh, yeah. People love playing prison-style decks.
So, looks like he didn't want to... He couldn't not pay. He did not want to instant speed Dark Ritual to save his zombies.
Yeah.
Um,
But he kept his Titan around.
yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah. I'm going to make a couple zombies. Probably won't stick around for long.
Oh, here we go. Play the Lotus Petal. He's gonna save a zombie that next turn.
Probably. That seems...
It puts him to
Alright.
8, right? So that's lethal.
That is lethal next turn.
So depending on what Paul gets here, if he can get a Ghost Quarter, that would be pretty sweet.
I don't know. Yeah, he might still have a basic in his deck. I'm not sure how many...
Croson Grip.
Alright, so Dredge 3.
Oh.
Oh, you got a stage. Looks like...
Must be nice. Wasteland. Oh, play another land and don't get the stage.
Looks like he's only got the 2.
It's too bad.
No, he's got the exploration, so he's good.
Nope, I know. But he does have Wasteland out there, but that's too bad.
Make a 2020. The Lands deck doesn't play anything that gives the creature haste.
No.
Okay.
So
He's gonna let those two.
Gabe's
zombies
gonna
go
see.
away.
He's gonna let him go away and pay for the Grave Titan. My guy.
Yeah, Tabernacle's a good card.
Yeah, I would say so.
Those cards are poster child direction. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if this is the time where Gabe's going to be able to do something more, which I highly doubt it.
Yeah. He's got to deal with that Marylander, get through for 8.
If he attacks into his Grave Titan, dies. If he doesn't attack into it, he just dies.
Yeah.
So it is the old catch-22, as you will, if you will, and I will.
Attack you. Trigger.
You have to, right? That way
Yeah.
you can get your zombies.
It is correct, but it doesn't look well for Gabe.
Yeah.
Tap. Dredge Loam. Caracas. Pajuka Bog. Thespian Stage. All good hits. But
Swing.
So we know Paul got at least one.
I would be surprised if that was the first game.
It's kind of a slow pickup. Maybe they got it.
Nope.
Yeah, it looks like he's boarding out. So
Yep, that looks like that's the game.
that is the match. But yeah, Reanimator does have probably a hard time with lands.
Yeah. Well, I don't know though. You know, it's interesting because Caracas is really good against them.
Okay. Yep.
But if the Reanimator has their fast draw,
They have to have that in their opening hand. Really.
they just go, right?
Yeah.
And lands can't do anything about it.
Yeah, lands doesn't play the early interaction.
Hmm.
So
I would say that that's a plus matchup for a Reanimator. But obviously not unwinnable, right?
Sure.
Because they just pulled it out.
Yep.
I think the key cards in that matchup are definitely Caracas.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what kind of sideboard hate that you're playing, so I think some of the Lance players play Surgicals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so, yeah, you need that. And if they don't go off turn 1, get there.
Sure. Pretty good. Well, so yeah, it looks like the Blood Moon Chalice getting some love in chat. Thanks everyone for sticking around. This is, if you're new to the stream, this is Paragon City Games Tuesday Night Legacy stream. We stream Legacy every Tuesday and Friday. We also stream some Standard on Monday. And every Saturday we have our competitive invite-only draft league that we also stream every other Saturday. So make sure you give us a follow so you can know every time we go live and watch some live Eternal Magic.
Yeah.
So, spells that cost 1 derive the magic turn structure. It's where you are allowed 1 land drop per turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
Totally.
But what also makes Magic fun
Is cheating those things into play.
is cheating.
Yeah. Not actual, like, cheating the game, but doing things that are allowed in the game that let you cheat.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's true. Yeah, I mean, anything that says Mox in it is just cheating.
Generally, yeah. Generally, it's mana.
It's
Things
just cheating.
Yeah. We've got, I think it's so well that we've got a Moxen set as, like, art
Mm-hmm.
for the store. Because it's so...
Your wall is cheating.
My wall is cheating.
Your wall is cheating.
Tidespout is Rhiannon's best friend against lands.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
Usually if you get a Tidespout down, there's really nothing... Okay, not usually. If you get Tidespout into play, you win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've really ever seen...
Because you can just play your Dirtle spells. Like, oh, here's my Petal and Dark...
Bounce your lands.
Dark Ritual, yeah. Bounce.
Yeah.
Do you wish you were playing Legacy instead of being stuck in the booth? Not that Patrick's bad company. Oh, I mean,
No. I like this. It's fun.
yeah. Corey's helping out. He came in before a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, it's great. I love watching people play Magic. You get to see some of the lines that people take, and it helps you, or at least it helps me. I mean, anybody watching is kind of the same thing, right? But I actually get to talk it out with somebody, and that's a big boon for me. I really like to watch and see what people are doing, and incorporate that into how I play Magic, and so it's beneficial for me to do this. And not only that, I like doing it.
yeah, definitely watching Magic gets you a lot better at playing.
True.
Especially when you can talk to people about it, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
Just to get better at Magic, and because Magic's awesome. Is there a rotation or volunteer rotation for booth casting? Not really. We asked Corey. It's there's not really a rotation. We've got a few people who we have do it.
Yeah, I think there's people here that play that are interested in doing it, and I mentioned to Brian that I was interested in casting quite a while ago, actually, and it's not something I want to do every single week.
Sure, because you still want to play Magic.
Because I like playing Magic.
Yeah.
But I really like being here too.
Yeah.
So ideally for me, if I could, do this every other week, that would be perfect for me. But now that I've expressed my interest, I get to come in and commentate for those days that Kyer or Bryce can't make it.
Sure.
So I love that. That's perfect for me.
We actually don't allow proxies, Gamer Champ. It's not that we don't allow it, but we play sanctioned Legacy tournaments, which don't allow for proxies.
Correct.
But we've got a really awesome community here. A lot of times, if you let someone know that you're interested in playing a certain type of deck, people generally might have the pieces for you to borrow, here in shop the night of.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on, if you're looking at wanting to come down and play, message us on Facebook and we'll get you the deck that you want to play, especially if you're only missing a couple cards. I can't promise you if you're like, oh, I want to play Reanimator this week, that we just have a Reanimator deck for you to play. But that is a possibility, actually. We have a lot of players that are very established in our community, have big collections. And like I said, we were talking about this earlier in our stream, but we have 5 or 6 people here at Paragon that play regularly, that have a Reanimator deck, and that they don't always play it.
Sure.
We have 4 people here tonight that own a Reanimator deck and 2 people playing it. So could possibly be the case.
That's pretty good. So I guess we're probably going to see Nate in the finals if he was playing Josh that round 3. I think that was table 1.
Yeah.
Probably going to see Nate and Paul.
Could be Paul, yeah. And if that is the matchup, then I think Paul is going to get there.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty clean cut with the 15 people. It's under 16, so it is actual 4 rounds to determine a winner.
Yep.
So, sweet.
Yeah, we have a really good community here, and we share cards, and we.
Yeah, there's not really much toxicity. Thanks, Jesse. Have a good night, man.
Have a good night, Jess.
Everyone's super chill, and
yeah,
it's a good place.
Yeah. Paragon definitely fosters that kind of environment, though. They are accommodating, and we really enjoy playing here. I enjoy playing here. You work here. Yeah,
I do. That is one of our goals, and thank you. We try and build that really awesome community, because that's something we kind of started because we saw game stores weren't really filling that void, and I think it's actually changed a lot with because the way we run things is having a wider effect on other places to play in the area. So
I agree.
Well, you're gonna come next week? That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, if if you're here next week, I'm definitely gonna bring my Reanimator deck.
just to get you.
Just to get you, Jesse. Yeah.
Sweet. Let's see. Go back here.
Sure. Yeah. Not really that much left.
Yeah, it's actually not much left. Screw you, Corey. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of it here.
Sure.
But you're still gonna have a blast.
Okay. I'll play Death and Taxes. That's fine.
Because that's so much better.
I actually might. That sounds fun. I just picked up some ports.
Oh, did you? Cool. The sweet judge ports?
Nope.
Just regular ones?
Yeah, I'm not that flashy. I mean, I tried to be, but
Yeah.
I can't. I didn't want to pay for regular ports, so I didn't. I traded for them. But
That's good.
yeah, I had actually traded my my 2 Tundras to get us our ports.
Okay.
I didn't really. There isn't any decks that I want to be playing with Tundra other than the Miracles deck,
Sure.
and I don't know.
It's just not something you want to be doing right now?
No, I played it for a while. It's okay.
Yeah. It's good that you're able to trade some of those, Eternal cards for
Other
Eternal cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I love doing is trading. I mean, Magic really encompasses everything that I enjoy. Like, I really like, looking at the finance and seeing, where I can make those specs. Maybe make a little bit of money, or I don't really actually make any money.
Just get better value.
I never sell my cards, so
Sure.
it's not really doing anything. But, I really like that part of it. I like trading. And I grew up trading basketball cards and baseball cards and stuff, and
That's awesome.
loved that. And I love the competition of Magic. I really like, I like fantasy.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Magic's
Dragons, demons, angels, all kinds of good stuff.
all of it. It's got everything.
Yeah.
Now it's got even dinosaurs and pirates.
Yeah, that is coming up.
I mean, so like, it really has whatever. I'm not so super stoked about dinosaurs and pirates.
I love that, I think it was the Cardboard Crack comic, where
Yeah.
it was like Wizards team of trying to figure out what to do for the next set. They're like, they're having the hardest time. The guy goes home to his kid. He's like playing with dinosaurs and pirates.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's
one,
just
too.
like, perfect! Yes! You did it! You get a raise!
Yeah.
Why, Corey? Why?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I could do a few pirate sounds. Like, what did the pirate rate his movie?
What?
What did the pirate rate his movie?
I don't know. Did he rate it? What did he rate his movie?
Arr!
Oh!
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was bad.
Okay, chat. What was let's rate that joke, the pun. How was it?
No, it's pretty
1.5.
bad.
Okay, no. Don't actually do that. Yeah, Ixalan's gonna be sweet. I think it's kind of unfortunate. What's your opinion on like leaks like that, where like the full page got spoiled of rares? So like we saw that there's gonna be checklands. Perfect 5 out of 7.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, the sooner the better. Just put it out there. Especially
Sure.
now that I kind of feel like, don't let it leak. But if you're going to let it leak, it's out there. Just put
Just
it
own
out
up to-
there.
just
Just
own
run
up to
with
it,
it.
yeah.
Own up to it. Okay, sorry, we suck and we, our security is not as good, and there's a lot of people who are better at hacking than we have security.
protecting,
So let's just go with it. I think a lot of people. I mean, you look at it like in tabloids and everything.
Mhm.
A lot of the times when, the Gordon Hayward situation, it
Mhm.
came out right that it came out that he was going to sign with the Celtics. And instead of him just owning up to it and saying, yeah, you know what, I already chose. Oh, just kidding. We haven't chosen yet. We're not really sure. Meaning we're not done writing our article
Sure.
for
we
the
have no
Players
press
Tribune.
release.
and did a press release. So no, we haven't made a decision yet. But it's always better to just own up to it.
What happened with that? Did that come out before his meeting with the Jazz? Sorry, Jazz Talk. We're in Utah.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't here, we love the Jazz. Jazz is
love
great.
the Jazz, and I'm a huge Jazz fan. So
Oh yeah,
if you get me in the booth, my bad.
it's all good.
Not really my bad,
But
it's just gonna happen.
did that happen before his big San Diego meeting with the Jazz, or after?
No, so after. So he took the weekend. He went to Miami on like a Friday or something. He went to the Celtics on a Saturday, and then he met with the Jazz like on Monday, on a Sunday, and then Monday was the 4th of July, and then he was supposed to be making a decision that day, and they came out and said, somebody from ESPN leaked early Monday, said that Gordon Hayward has made a decision that he's going to Boston.
Yeah.
And that was at like noon, and then all the Jazz fans and even myself, I was like, man, okay, well, that sucks. We lost him. I wish he would have stayed.
Tuesday.
That's stupid of him to think of to do that. Whatever. Yeah. I moved on. And then I was reading about it like maybe an hour later, and they're like, actually, he's rescinded that, and they said that was a leak, that he's really not going to Boston. And I was like, oh, okay, well, sweet. Then they wouldn't come out and say that if that wasn't true.
Sure.
So let's look at that. He's probably going to stay in Utah then.
Yeah.
And then like another couple hours goes by, and then he's going back to Boston.
Article. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, and the Jazz really did a lot to try and keep him here.
Yeah, they did everything that they could.
They signed
right there,
bucket?
Ricky Rubio.
They gave Australian
Joe Ingles.
Yeah, they gave him just a huge contract because Hayward liked Ingles. So,
well, not only that. I mean, Ingles is a very good player.
And he's great.
I think he demanded the contract that they gave him. He probably could have actually made more somewhere else. Being top 3-point percentage shooter in the NBA over the last last year. He's made crazy improvements. He can guard Chris Paul. That. He proved himself. He earned his contract.
He earned the money? Cool.
But, they did everything they could to keep Gordon Hayward, and he still left. So, and the way that he left doesn't make it any better here in Utah.
It's true.
And people are going to hate him. I mean, he honestly, he would have been somebody that would have just been beloved by the Jazz for years and years.
Oh, forever.
And, he would have been, his number would have been retired here, and he decided to move on. So if he wants to move on from that, good. I don't want him. Get out of here.
Yeah. It stings. It definitely stings because we drafted him. And
Rudy is everything I
awesome.
wanted, man. He's exactly, he has the attitude. And do you see his little Instagram post?
No, I didn't.
Hayward left. He was like driving in his car, and he's like waving goodbye to like Hayward, and he's like good luck or whatever. But then in the background, it's the like Chris Brown song, these hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah. I went to the so right after that, it was summer league here in Utah, and I went down to. Oh, we did it again. Dang it.
Had a feeling.
Okay, let's watch this match here. So we'll get back to the Jazz in a minute. But finals.
What's our other match too?
Our other match is. Let's take a look. It looks like Gabe on Reanimator against Josh on Blue White. So the people just swapped.
Okay.
Opponents. So I think we'll watch the victors. We'll watch our finals. Is that right?
Yep. Paul lands, but this is Nate.
Yeah.
On green-black control. And that's a super powerful turn 1 from Paul there. Looks like land into exploration, into Mox Diamond, discarding land, casting life from the loam, getting those lands back.
That is gross.
And now we've got a Wasteland with a Fairy Macabre eating those lands there from Nate. So this must be game 2.
If he's got his boards.
Well, he's got a Fairy Macabre, and I can't imagine he's playing Fairy Macabre in his main deck. But maybe. The solar eclipse is not going to be going through Utah. The partial, anyway, is going through Utah, but not the full eclipse. The full eclipse is north of us in Idaho Falls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
so
about that.
it's like about 2 hours north of us. You could drive up there, and you can get the full eclipse.
Is that happening tonight?
Maybe it's
Or
like
sometime
3
this
hours.
week?
3 hours up there. Yeah, that happens this week.
Sometime?
I can't remember exactly the day, but I was reading about it last week.
Interesting.
So we got a Wasteland on that Grove, and then he Fairy Macabre both of them away.
All-Star
And now we got a
Smuggler's Copter.
Smuggler's Copter. But that Tireless Tracker is going to be looking pretty sweet, to be honest with you. And it looks like Paul's got Gamble, 2 crop rotations. Now, crop rotation doesn't seem as good on his board right now, but not the worst.
I mean,
He does get a clue out of it, right?
yep. He'll get a clue. Crop rotation.
So, paying 1 green, floating a colorless, sacking the Wasteland to go get something. He's getting a Grove. So 1 colorless floating. And he's got a Grove, now a clue. And we're going to get a... I'm sure we're going to get a draw card on that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to crack that here. When he's done shuffling.
Yeah, you want to tap that Grove of the Burn Willows because that's going to tap for colors without giving Nate the life. Maybe the life doesn't matter. But he's at 19, so he does want to keep him in range of Marillage.
He does have another crop rotation. I think that's what he's looking at doing.
Gamble.
Campbell.
So he still has a colorless floating. And he's going to gamble for a Punishing Fire. So gets to discard the crop rotation or the Punishing Fire. And he does have... He does have a mana floating still.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting.
50-50.
3. Oh, well, he stopped it, so
Yeah.
1. And there goes the Punishing Fire that he went and got.
Yep. So just lets the mana go. Looks like just going to attack. 4-3.
I don't necessarily like that. That's okay, though. And it looks like he has one token? Like he has one dice on that clue. He should have 2, right? Because he... Oh, no, he only had 1. That's right.
He had the second crop rotation, but he went and gambled instead.
You're right.
Yeah, you can give your opponent a life to... well, I guess if he's spending that mana to crack the clue... That's probably just better value.
I think it's better value to just crack the clue.
Instead of leaving up to get your Punishing Fire back.
Mm-hmm. He could have got a land out of that too, right? Like I think you might even if you want to save your crop rotation, you can crack the clue before and maybe draw just a random card or Life from the Loam or something like that, right? And then you gamble and maybe you can put Life from the Loam in the graveyard.
Sure.
So Nate's gonna fetch, go get a Bayou, and let's see what he's got here. Maybe he's got a Ramanap, Ewit. All right, so Ewit, bring back Macabre, and he's going
That's
to.
pretty good.
That's really good. You gotta get the Macabre, in my opinion.
I guess.
I mean, he can go get Wasteland, right? So that, that's what he is gonna do. He's gonna go get Wasteland, and that way he can Wasteland the Grove. But he can't play land this turn, so he's going to have to wait till next turn to make that play, and he's already going to have that Punishing Fire into his hand, right?
Yeah, because in a turn here, he's just going to have Nate gain a life and put the Punishing Fire back in his hand.
I kind of like actually getting that Macabre. But
Yeah, like forcing him to...
Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, because he couldn't bring back the Loam.
Yeah, he can't bring back the Loam. I like getting the Macabre because it is also something where he can, even if he brings back the Punishing Fire right there, then you still have that in case he draws a loam, or in case he wants to use his Punishing Fire for some reason. So, he's using it there. He's going to crew his copter.
Yep.
And I don't imagine he's going to attack.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade Tracker for the copter.
Yeah, he doesn't want him looting either, right?
Yeah. Looks like he drew another Wasteland. Oh no, he returned
City of Traders.
Ooh.
So he has City of Traders. I believe that's a Mox Diamond as well. So Mox Diamond, Wasteland, City of Traders, and maybe one more card. Looks like he's gonna discard the City of Traders. Maybe he wants that. Maybe he wants that colored mana, and that way he can also play the Wasteland and use it, and then spend the rest of his mana on something else to cast. I don't know what else he's got in his hand though. Chalice on 2.
Okay.
All right, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That shuts off the
Loam.
Punishing Fire and the loam.
That's nice.
But I'm afraid that it's a little bit of a lost cause, because he still has a Tireless Tracker out, and he's able to start drawing cards with those clues.
He drew another Punishing Fire.
So so he's got Punishing Fire, draws another Punishing Fire, now he's going to attack.
But now he gets to play the. I get to play lands and just kill you with this Tireless Tracker.
Yep. I'm going to keep playing lands and drawing cards with my Tireless Tracker, and that seems good too. So Paul's got Crop Rotation and 2 Punishing Fires, and it looks like he just drew a life from the loam. So
all cards he can't.
That is
resolve.
A very good Chalice of the Void.
What did Nate draw?
Couldn't quite see Nate's draw there.
Yeah, because he's stopped Paul from doing the lands thing. Now he just has to get rid of the Tireless Tracker, and so he can start getting in with that Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah. So Nate does have access to 5 mana. Titania can become in play. If he plays a creature here, that would be very helpful. That way he can Cruise Copter, loot 4. Green Sun.
Okay.
Yep, that's a creature.
That'll do it.
Green Sun for 3. Maybe he's going to get Ramanap. Wasteland, replay it. Wasteland.
Oh, yeah. And let's see. So, Tireless Tracker is a 4/3 right now. Paul does have the mana to make it a
Wasteland. Replay it. Wasteland.
Yep.
No, I don't think you take out the Ghost Court. I think you take out. Okay. I think you actually take out his color sources. But he's going to crop rotate one of them. So he's going to target. I'm sure he said that he was going to play it again and target the other one, and then he's using the mana to go get it. And maybe this is part of his combo, but he's probably just going to go get a basic or something, right?
Yeah, because if he... Okay, Bog you.
Bog. That's very good.
That's a good land to get with a ramming up Excavator. Play now I can't continue to Wasteland Paul into Oblivion.
And there's another clue. So that was the play for sure, 100%.
Yeah, looks like you did miss it.
Good play. That's a Croson Grip.
That's really good at destroying Chalice of the Voids.
Yes, it is.
So Nick goes to 7. Untap. So you draw a whiteboarded card.
It looks like a Sylvan Library, which if Paul would have Croson Gripped then he could cast it, but he can't. No, it's not Sylvan Library.
Ooh,
That's a
Kitchen
Kitchen
Finks.
Finks.
That card's pretty good at stalling out for you.
I think you crew up and swing in.
With
Crew up the Ramanap.
yeah, I figured I'd leave the Finks back to block the tracker and crew up him. Yeah. Wasteland for Paul.
But man, that Bojuka Bug, that was the play to make. That actually probably kept him from losing the game.
Oh yeah. There's my trigger on the Tyros tracker. Punch in.
I wonder what Nate has left in his hand. Because he may want to Cruise Mother's Copter and block with that and the Finks. But Paul does have Punishing Fire. So that's going to get the...
Persist. But yeah, it's no longer blocking, so I can't do the damage. I wonder if he's gonna loot. Looks like he's not going to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. No, he is going to loot.
Okay.
Maybe he did it, and with that trigger on the stack, Paul may have said Punishing Fire.
Hmm. Oh, so that he doesn't hit maybe like a protection spell or...
Yeah, could be.
Something. Untap. He's gonna go attacking.
Getting in for 4. Was a library.
Yeah. So, Nate, hellbent right now. No cards. Mox Diamond. See if it landed his card.
So he could Mox Diamond, discarding Thespian Stage, and then he can loam it all back.
Attack you.
I think you actually go up to 5, or you go one more to maybe you just stay at 5. Actually, hit him for 5. Because the next
He's
turn,
at 11? Or
yeah, go to 6. That way, the next turn, the next one's lethal.
he
probably wants to
Punishing Fire the blocker.
Yeah, he's probably gonna want to loam here and then Punishing Fire, loam his lands back, and then Punishing Fire the
Finks.
Kitchen Finks.
Yeah.
But that is interesting, though. You know that he would.
Looks like he wants to kill the Excavator. Probably because he can just kill the Finks next turn with one of them.
Sure.
And he's got 2 clues to crack as well.
Chalice.
Ooh.
But it is interesting, though, because you think, you know, he could have actually, you know, left the blocker back and blocked the Tireless Tracker, that he takes 5 less damage, and he has more, then he can actually draw extra cards with the Sylvan Library if he thinks that he needs to get out of it.
Sure.
So he plays a Wasteland,
Crack my clue.
makes a clue, cracks a clue. Now he's got Loam and a Gamble.
Alright. Wonder if he gambles for, because he does have the Thespian Stage. Is it likely for him to gamble for like an artifact or enchantment removal spell? Or I guess you're kind of just winning with the tracker. You don't really need to do that.
Yep, you just
Right
win
now.
with the tracker. Now I think you just draw a couple extra cards, and then that keeps your makes your gamble a lot better once you get there, right? Like, it makes your gamble better when you have more extra cards in your hand, so you actually keep the card that you gamble for. Yeah, so he's gonna just make his guy big. But now it's an 8/8, and that's lethal.
Yeah, he played a Burning Catacombs with no cards in hand, so
Yep.
That's kind of a concession play. Get 2 more clues. Yeah, Tyler's Tracker is an all-star. I love that card.
He's going to get a Dryad Arbor and block.
That's pretty good. Okay, and it shuffles away the other top 2 cards.
Dryad Arbor and block. It's pretty good, but he's got the Wasteland. Yep.
Yep. So Paul will take it down.
I wonder if that is the match, but it looks like it.
But yeah, it looks like he's on sideboarding there.
Yep.
So we cut that at the end of game 1, and
Cutting a
last
couple
part
of
of game
those.
2. But lucky for us, we've got some more Magic going, like a champ.
Looks like we got another round here. We've got
Josh
Legacy. We got Josh on the Miracles deck. And then we have Gabe on Reanimator. So it looks like we're going to game 3. And we got a Flusterstorm.
Turn 2. That card needs a reprint.
What, Flusterstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to trade for one today,
Yeah.
but they're $95.
Yeah. Alright, so Caracas. That's a pretty good natural draw.
Yeah, that's a good one. With a force backup.
Oh, yeah.
He does not have Counterspell mana because he needs a blue. But he does have Snapcaster.
Predict.
He brainstorms so he knows what's on top.
Yeah.
A white land and not a white land.
Josh likes those Lorwyn Ponders. That's something he always tries to do, is buy like the oldest art.
He likes first printing art for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing Beta Basics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Beta Basics, he likes the first art of each of the cards, and he does not like foils.
Yeah.
He has Jace the My Sculptor from the Vault 20s.
Oh, he's so upset about those.
And he hates that he owns those.
Good thing for Josh, he did find the second blue source.
Yep, this game's over.
It kind of feels like with double force, Snapcaster.
If it was somebody other than Josh, then maybe they could make a mistake where they actually lose. But that's not going to happen.
I don't think so. No, Josh is
one
of the best players with blue-white control decks in Legacy.
Yeah, I would. Man, I will give you my deck if Josh loses this game.
Yeah, Masks, Brainstorm.
Yeah, the Ice Age ones suck, dude. Nobody likes.
Yeah, he
those.
likes. Yeah. Ice Age was a weird set.
That it was definitely a weird set, and no offense to Christopher Rush, but
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him as well. Not the card.
Ooh, he's
but
got Silence in
himself.
his deck. I saw Silence on the bottom of Josh's library.
Yeah, he is playing Silence. It's sweet, right? Because like
the turn after you entreat, right? Is that like kind of when you want to play that Silence?
Yeah, you can do it in response to like cracking, or to like in response to Infernal Tutor. Cracking Lion's Eye Diamond and then silence them.
It's like, alright, cool.
Okay, go get your spell. You can't cast it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that like a fun of?
I actually think he's playing 2 of them. I was talking to him about it last week, and Silence is very. This deck is pretty bad against Storm.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it would be that bad, right? Because you have so many counter spells, Fluster Storm, Force of Will, but the Storm deck has Duress.
Yeah.
Cabal Therapy. You just take their meaningful spells and then go. I think that, it just depends. I don't know. I think that Silence is good against a few of the decks that get played around here. It's decent against Reanimator. If you need to survive a turn, if they go to like entomb something, you can silence them and make sure that they can't reanimate that same turn.
He's like, here's my hand. I don't care if you take something from it.
And sometimes that's actually all that you need, because you just need to make it to the next turn where you have a counterspell, or make it to the next turn where you can snap your Flusterstorm that you've already cast, or
he's got his hand is just so stacked that.
So I don't like taking the Force of Will there. I know that is the card that's very good against you, but I mean,
you're probably taking the Snapcaster Mage, so you take his options or his.
That's exactly what you take. You take the Snapcaster Mage because at that point, he can Snapcaster his Flusterstorm. He does have a Surgical Extraction in his hand, so that could possibly be it.
Like he wants to try and Surgical the Force, but you're not gonna be able to Surgical the Force like with him leaving mana up. He'll always have like Snapcaster Counterspell or Snapcaster Flusterstorm. Sure.
Josh did something interesting there. He predicted Gabe's deck, and I'm sure he named something, but he put a Gristlebrand in there in the graveyard for Gabe.
I can't really see what's in Gabe's graveyard because there's a little bit of a glare on it.
I believe that's... Yeah, I can't tell.
I don't know if he was missing any piece or he just was not playing it into a counterspell.
So Josh did a portent on himself. He showed swords, planes, and something else. He's going to draw swords, I guarantee that.
Ooh, silence.
No, he had it for before, I think. He does have a swords in hand, though.
It's unexpectedly absent.
No, maybe he doesn't. Portent, absent, silence, Tundra, and 2 blue cards. Brainstorm, Snap.
Yeah.
All right. So not the swords. Left the swords on top.
Probably because you can just predict it. Exhume.
So Exhume. He's got Gristlebrand in the graveyard. So let's see what Josh wants to do with this one. He could...
He's letting it resolve. He's got the... because he's got unexpectedly absent. Oh, sword's the next card, Soggy?
Yeah, he must have left sword on top.
Okay.
Which is fine. He's going to Brainstorm, grab the sword, put 2 lands back on top, shuffle them away.
It's pretty good.
Gabe just did draw 7 cards, so that's 7 more he's got Josh has got to battle through. I'm sure he's not super happy about that one. But he couldn't... he could have Snapcaster Counterspell.
Yeah, he had the
But he must know that Gabe had another card to put Gristlebrand in play anyway, I think. All right, so in response to Faithless Looting, we got a Brainstorm for Josh, and Sword 2 lands. So he's going to put the 2 lands back on top, shuffle it away. I mean, Josh already has the Caracas, so
yeah, he could have done that any time. mana swords it? He still has...
So maybe Gabe is deciding whether he wants to pay another 7 life and draw 7 more cards. Looks like he's at 9 life.
Which is not... Ooh. In response to the pay 7 life,
Yeah.
draw 7 cards, I'm going to return it.
Yep.
With Caracas.
So he doesn't gain the 7 life.
Yep. And now he can just... If Gabe can't deploy another... Ooh!
So here's that
all with
silence.
Faithless Looting on the stack. You can't cast any more spells this turn. I'm going to play Snapcaster and Ambush Viper you for 2.
So that's a pretty sweet play, right?
Yeah,
So he
that was
made him
super
draw
tight.
all his cards. And now he's going to make him discard all of his cards. He's at 2. And now
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Now, yep. Ambush Viper Snapcaster. Game over.
That was really well navigated. That's awesome. Because Reanimator doesn't play removal spells. Sunshock would be insane. He doesn't need to. He's already silenced him.
Well, he wouldn't be able to cast it.
Oh, from the Reanimator player? Yeah.
He would be able to cast it. He doesn't have red
He's
mana
been-
open.
He's been silenced. Work do the guy's face. Like, surprised. Now I have to decide what hand of 7 I'm keeping.
I don't know what he could possibly have
I
here.
don't know. There's no instant speed reanimation cards, right? All the ones they play: Reanimate Sorcery, Exhumed Sorcery, Animate
Collective
Deads.
Brutality, Sorcery.
Yeah.
That would be the thing. He can't cast it.
I think this is Gabe figuring out that he's dead.
Yeah.
And there's a handshake. So Gabe is dead. That was really tight. That was awesome.
That was awesome. That was one of the better plays I've seen
Yeah, that's like...
in a while.
Yeah, knowing he has the silence, setting up a turn where he casts the sword, like he kind of had everything there.
Planned out.
Knowing that, like, oh, he's going to draw cards in response to try and...
So that's the question, right? I think that's still pretty greedy by Gabe.
To draw again?
Mm-hmm. So he's at 9 life, and you already drew cards, so you've already drawn 7, and you have 8 cards in your hand, and you're going to Faithless Looting on the stack, and then he gets your guy, and you draw cards, and you still want to draw out 7 more cards.
Yeah.
It's pretty greedy, right?
He knew he had the Snapcaster in hand. I don't think he was thinking about silence.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure he wasn't talking about the silence, or thinking about the silence.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty greedy, right? To go and draw 7 more cards. It depends on what's in his hand, right?
Yeah.
So if in his hand he has 2 black mana open,
And it also depends on what he drew in the first draw
in the
7,
first 7, yeah,
to see what he got.
yeah.
That probably would have taken a little more, just some extra thought into will this do it, or if I need to go deeper.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be much easier for us to say if we saw his hand, but we couldn't see his hand.
Yeah, because it's pretty quick than drawing
Right.
these cards. It was game 2. We panned over from our other feature match, and it didn't update the score because we didn't really know the score, but there was a handshake,
Sure.
so that was game 2.
Yeah, it was either game 2 or game
Or 3.
3.
Yeah.
But I do believe that it was I believe that it was game 3.
Yeah. So Gamer Champ, you don't think it was so greedy? You always draw, especially playing against control.
He did finish resolving the Faithless Looting. Oh, well, actually discarding the cards, yeah. But that's where after he went to start discarding cards, he knew that he was dead up because Josh actually just went ahead and played the Snapcaster Mage, and they talked about it.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
But yeah, that was a kind of a crazy game, actually. You know, Josh took a line that was definitely unorthodox, but very smart. You know, because he didn't have any way to close out the game really fast right there.
No, he didn't.
And Gabe just drew 7 cards. So at that point, you're kind of thinking like Josh is dead, right? Because he just drew
he's got
7
all these cards in
He's
hand.
got 8 cards in hand or 9 cards in hand, and a Gristlebrand in play. Even though he can return the Gristlebrand, he's going to be able to start playing his other cards.
Where he can get like multiple reanimation spells off, or have like 2 or 3 threats maybe on the battlefield.
Sure. Yeah, but the swords on the Gristlebrand, and then he drew the extra 7, then he returned it, and without him gaining that life, he thought he was going to be gaining life too.
That's
So that's
which is maybe the reason why he decided to draw 7. But like, yeah, having that, I don't think he thought about that Josh would use the Caracas. He might not have seen that one.
I'm sure he didn't see that play.
Because if he did, he probably wouldn't have drawn the other 7 cards. So.
Well, it looks like, Josh did have that one Multa 3, and he lost, so he probably ended the night 3-1.
Yeah.
But it looked like Paul
took first.
Took down Nate with that unorthodox
green-black deck.
Which
he'll be talking about on his podcast.
Yep.
Nate does do a podcast with Hipsters of the Coast. I've got the link for that there. Every week he talks about the Legacy format, and because he's actually from the East Coast, and come on, there we go. So I'm gonna post that link up in chat. We like to support our people, and that's something that endeavor that he's working on.
Yeah, Nate actually, he's been doing Eternal Durdles for a long time, and he does it on Hipsters of the Coast, which actually I believe is a West Coast thing, but he is from the East Coast. He's from New York.
Yeah,
and they talk about rogue decks, in Legacy, and they talk about decks that are definitely off the beaten path, and kind of like a Brewer's Dream type of decks, and he does a great job at brewing up random decks like the one he played tonight, Black-Green, playing Thorn of Amethyst and Chalice of the Void, and winning with Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah, right. It's a way of attacking the meta with a different deck. That's something that's really stock.
Yep.
Aros, Bryce, thank you so much for the subscription. We love you guys.
Yeah.
You're a hero. So I think that about wraps it up for tonight. That was round 4.
That was round 4.
So
we've got Lands winning.
Yep. Lands is good.
Lands is very good, and Paul's a good player. He's a good navigator. So we got Lands winning.
Yep.
We got Nate taking second with the Black-Green deck, and then looks like third and fourth where the blue-white Miracles deck was probably third, and then with the Josh as the pilot, and then Red-Black Remender probably ended up on 2-2, so he's probably right there in the middle of the pack. But that's still a pretty good showing to be up on the feature match in the final final round, and. That was a fun night of Legacy.
Oh yeah, this was a blast tonight. Thank you all for joining in. Got 44 people watching, so
yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
We do the stream every single Tuesday night, and it's not always me and Patrick, but it next week will probably be the 2 mainstays. Will be back, Kyra and Bryce.
Yeah, they're on vacation this week.
Yeah, they are on vacation this week. It is the summer, and sometimes you got to take a little break.
Take a break, especially before school starts coming up in a couple weeks here.
Yeah,
so
coming up in a couple weeks. But thank you. If you have any feedback for our stream, please send it. And then can they message us on Facebook? Can they send us an email?
Yeah, so you can email ParagonCityMedia at gmail.com.
Okay.
And also just give us a follow on Facebook. You can send us a message there. We'd love to hear some feedback. We are always trying to improve the quality of the stream and make it better. So
yeah, if we can let us know what we can do to make it better. If a green screen would be cool to you in the background instead of looking at this foam in the background, and Ugin back there or something, or if you want to see cat videos in between matches, or if you want to see whatever you want to see, let us know.
Throw it out there.
Yeah. Appreciate the feedback. We appreciate people tuning in to watch us. Hopefully you'll tell your friends to come and see Paragon City Games stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Friday.
And Monday for Standard. Yeah. And also, if you're in the area, come on down and play.
Yeah.
This is like the best place to play in the Valley. So, anyways, thanks everyone for coming in and join the stream tonight. You guys have a great evening.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, guys.